Welcome back to Dance's End. So it's been a while. This is the first game I've ran in a week. So I'm just getting over a bit of a flu and cold. But the group last session, which was, like I said, 2 weeks ago, had decided to go back into the Helma, which is what we're looking at here. And they also decided to return to the Temple Bastion, which is the location where they found the Arcane Forge Key and also the spinner drones and a bunch of other stuff. And also, they had decided, and I just want to make sure we're on this map right now because I want to make sure that this was the intended goal. We discussed that there are several paths out of this place. The path that leads south from what we're looking at here primarily, I'll snap ping you. If that didn't work, I'm sorry. But that location there, that is where you were wanting to go, south of here, right? The door that was most guarded.
Yes, I think so. I don't know that we had set a specific path, but that makes the most sense.
To kind of speed the process along, just to give you the options. The other options are there's the path, the very large door on the back wall or northern wall of the second floor, where there was a helmed horror that basically fell apart before you had a chance to defeat it. And then there is the climb up the pillars, which will be slightly harder now because even though the map still shows the cube floating in the center of the chains, that cube has fallen to the ground and has broken open, giving you the Arcane Forge Key that you received. So the chains on the pillars are actually slack. They're not taut, so they're not going to help you in climbing, meaning you would have to actually be climbing on effectively a flat pillar. Then that was it as far as pathways out of this beast. So, still going with the south one then? Okay. If that's the case, I'll go ahead and move us over to a different map. I'm going to explain some things narratively, and while I'm doing that, and also moving people around in their spaces, I would like for you folks to go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. Because if nothing else, I love starting the game off excited. Lee.
18.
Cool.
9. Get those stress hormones flowing.
Dang, Termaine!
Okay. So as you enter into this narrow passageway, what you realize is that you are in a hallway that descends in a very brisk staircase, basically foot long or 3 foot long stairs with a maybe 3-inch drop, and this is a very long process. It's a bit boring, and after the first 5 or so minutes of walking through this very monotone, very boring hallway, a very sudden change happens. You feel the ground shift underneath you, and the entirety of the hallway shift sideways. So instead of walking down staircases, anybody that failed a DC 21, so just Tormaine, is sent down the chute very rapidly. Termaine,
Sick.
you manage to capture yourself and hold yourself there on the wall. And you can basically hold yourself there as you watch your friends spill into darkness down. You're muted if you're yelling at me. I'm gonna fix.
Still muted.
Thank you for that, Brent.
How about that?
Yeah,
okay,
you're coming in.
So, thanks for that. Could I do a controlled drop? Since I'm pretty dexterous at the moment.
So if you want to slide slower than the others, absolutely,
yes.
That's fine. You could also attempt to climb out because you've held yourself in that position. But all 3 of your
I don't
friends...
want to leave that. No, I'm not leaving them. That's not happening.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I'm gonna activate Featherfall as a reaction so that we don't splat.
That's fine. the descent is definitely a situation where now that you've featherfalled it, it is very boring and slow compared to very active and high-paced. And it's going to take a lot longer. What I will explain is as you're passing by very slowly, there's a very strange sequencing of lights that you notice. You would notice that the lights in the room that you had left and in the hallway when you first entered were very bright red, like red-orange, like the flames and the braziers in the space. And when the trap activated and you fell, that first 60 feet when you kind of feather fall, you're now kind of looking up at Termaine at the edge of your dark vision, who's kind of locked on into his position, but would have been captured in the featherfall activation, I presume. So if Termaine, you want to move down even slower, what you'll realize is climbing up is possible and out is possible, but descending in a climbing fashion is not. It seems that after this point, when the hallway shifted, it has kind of created a situation where it is just a shoot to an end point. So, I'll just ask one last time. You're descending with your friends, correct? Yeah, okay. It muted again for some reason, but that's fine.
Yes, 100%.
What would have been an action-packed, fast ride like Willy Wonka through the water chute, it's nothing like that. There is a slight bit of moisture along the way that seems to kind of lubricate the path, but there does not appear to be any kind of demise at the end of it. Instead, it kind of comes down to a point where it levels off, giving you plenty of time to slow down until you're at a point where about 30 feet ahead of you, there's a set of doors. And you are still inside of a 10 by 10 chute that has basically shot you down to this point. If you would like, you can make a perception check to try and gauge how long a distance that was after all is said and done. But it was definitely a bit of a fall.
And any of us can do the perception?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, 14.
Dude, I don't even see abilities to roll.
I changed your tab, so look at your tabs at the top.
Saving throw, proficiencies, abilities.
Skills and...
I don't see skills. Skills and tools.
Hold on. Bear with me here.
Doesn't look like normal.
I did change it to try and
It's okay.
elicit a response. Bear with me here, hold on. Try it now.
That's it.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Cool.
That was persuasion.
So you fell about 800 feet, Termaine, is what you would gather with your persuasion
Oh,
check.
even better.
No, it's fine. The roll's the roll. And yeah, so the elves would recognize, and Arya would recognize that. Basically, everybody with soul would recognize that it was about 800 feet that you just descended very rapidly.
Seems like we've descended about 800 feet.
Indubitably.
Wouldn't you say, Termaine?
And this
Yes.
this part of the map is only if you pass through the doors. We haven't done that yet, but
Oops.
I'm just kind of setting it up so the next step is ready to go. You're on the other side of the doors that you're kind of buttressed against on the north end, but there does there does not appear to be any other place that you could go, with the exception of back up. But that looks like it would be tall order.
Go through the doors.
They open. They don't seem to have any sound to them as they open. It's a perfectly seamless hinge. And as you enter into the space, you see a hallway that looks like it's of a similar construction to the Temple Bastion. You're immediately flanked on either side, but by what appear to be very rudimentary kind of humanoid shapes made out of just kind of geometrical kind of shapes. It almost looks like a sarcophagus, and it stands on a round plinth. It looks like this
So-
hallway. Yeah, that would be this kind of thing here. Yep.
Kind of like Lego or Minecraft, blocky,
Robloxy would probably be kind of
Robloxy.
or
Okay.
Minecrafty, I guess is good. Yeah, very square shaped, but like made out of
Okay.
metal, with very kind of simple adornments. It looks like there are two more just up ahead, and then beyond that, there's something that you have yet to see. Further into the space, you can see that it has been lit entirely by what appear to be bright, glowing blue stones that are kind of just hanging aloft in the air about 10 feet up in these 20-foot high room, or 25-foot high ceiling. And it looks like this hallway gives way to a much larger room up ahead. And in the center of that room is a very strange looking device that it too sits on kind of a round brass plinth. It moves very slowly, and it seems that these pieces of it are oscillating around a central core. The central core of which looks like it's probably a good 30 to 40 feet kind of high and has like an oval shape to it. And it stands kind of set in this 10-foot or so space. And yeah, these strange stones just kind of float in the air about 10 feet above, glowing and illuminating the room and hall before you. Well, hall and room before you. What would you like to do?
Mm,
This place is weird.
yeah.
Red.
The floor definitely does have a kind of burgundy color to it, for sure. And yeah, that was the other thing I forgot to mention. It started off red at the top, it kind of oscillated through the spectrum, and then when it hit that kind of end point on the opposite side of the color spectrum, it flipped back down to red.
Just for curiosity's sake, if I use Mage Hand, do the floating stones move? Are they movable? Are they...
If you place your hand against the stone and try to move it, it does not appear to shift much. There is a slight budge, but the second that you do that, the two shapes to your sides, where eyes would be set, bright square or rectangle rather red lines appear and kind of start glowing, almost as if they're a warning.
Okay, I will not Mage Hand touch any of the rest of them.
You tensely kind of wait, and after about a minute, without messing with the stones, the lights will dissipate and return back to their cold brass color.
So don't touch anything. Got it. I'll take a tentative step forward.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah. Nothing's happening crazy. You can move.
I want to send my imp to like kind of fly around whoever's in front.
Okay. Termaine and Soul, as you walk past these, both of you kind of have this weird sensation. You kind of look at them, the statues, and something about them seems to be rushing. Like there's a flowing nature to them, like an almost water-like property to these brass statues in their alcoves.
But we don't hear water at all.
You don't think you do, but you definitely feel like water is moving near you. Your affinities were water, if I recall correctly.
Right. I would mention that.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if it's anything like the statues up above. Had the fountains.
Okay. When you walk into the larger hall, you will see that it is about 50, or sorry, about 80 feet high in here. It's about 60 foot high for the statue thing. And like I said, it's kind of like this very strange arcane mechanism that's kind of oscillating in its space. Kind of like, it almost looks like a very strange geometrical shapes that are kind of creating the same looper mechanism as like a bike chain, with the bigger portion being on the bottom and the smaller portion being on the top. Does that make sense? There is a door on the left and there is a door on the right. Both have a very similar styling to the doors, the double doors that you entered into, which were very plain wood, simple doors. Across the hall from you, on the opposite side of the structure, are two more of the statues, the weird guardian statues. And it appears that there are staircases, or a staircase rather, on the side there. Okay, I would like for Arya and Soul to pay attention to what I say here. When you step into the presence of this thing and kind of pass by those two weird structures that were larger than the Guardian structures, you feel a change. It's immediate, it's very sudden, but it is very noticeable. You feel like something is kind of dimensionally locking this place. You do not believe that teleportation in or out of this space is possible.
Do I have reason to believe that Misty Step will fail in this place, even if I'm teleporting within it?
In or out. So yeah, within you should be fine.
Okay. There's something strange here. I think, not that we have teleportation, but I don't think we'd be able to get in or out of here with teleportation.
I thought we did. Soul, you bought those spell scrolls, right?
Yes. Something is definitely very weird, especially given how far we fell. That means the Hellmaw is... I mean, how many layers would we have gone down?
Is this the Helma? Or is that above us? Is this some different place?
You're in it. Yeah, the Bastion was a part of it, and then you descended 800 feet in the Bastion to a location.
Because the
Oh.
Helma's like super deep, right?
Oh yeah, 800 feet's probably just the second level, to be honest.
But it seems, regardless, that this is an important spot. If it's
I
that.
will pull out the key from the crystal that we got
And you're just
before
holding
and
it.
just see if it reacts to anything or anything
Yeah.
seems to react to it.
So far, it has not reacted to anything, but if you're just holding it in your hand, I'll keep that in mind.
When I see Soul pull out that key, I'm going to look around this structure, and I'm going to have my imp look around and see if there's a hole, a keyhole.
Okay. There is not, but what you will see is that on this device, there does appear to be on the southern side some sort of mechanism. This mechanism has a total of 5 levers, all of which appear to be thrown towards the machine. So whatever they're doing, they're doing.
My Raven will go. There's some levers back here.
Well,
Hey.
the little guy, like bronze guys, got mad whenever we touched something last time. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, oh yeah, there's bronze guys back here, huh?
What are these over on the sides? The gold things.
Oh, sure. So on the walls, there appear to be kind of gold slats that kind of move from the floor to the ceiling. It's very strange because when you're kind of moving around the structure, they kind of have like a mirror-like sheen in some positions, but in other positions they're like a dull kind of like battered gold. So it's very strange that they're kind of this very reflective surface at some angles, but not so in others.
Right. That's spooky.
And there's 2 doors here.
Yeah. One over here, and one over here.
And for Sol and for Arya, what you would note is that those are probably the instigator for the dimensional lock.
Oh, the slats.
The gold slats, yeah. They're probably why this space is the way it is when it comes to teleportation in and out.
Okay.
Okay, so quick notes, real quick. You move around the corner, look around the way. Termaine, you're kind of holding back, paying attention. You hear 2 very loud metal sounds that sound like metal kind of grinding against metal. Then you hear a
A what?
What?
like a did that come through?
Oh.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
It's like a hiss sound, like air being released.
Uh-huh.
And then you hear what sound like very loud boot prints kind of slam down behind you from where you came.
Oh no.
Time to kill someone.
There's someone here behind us, I would say.
Uh-oh.
I will.
Those guys look killable.
They look
I am also making a quick mental note
Okay.
that the circle down there is the same kind of pattern that was upstairs in the temple.
Absolutely. So when you kind of move over to the group and are saying there's something happening over there and kind of defensive, you wait. Nothing happens besides the things I said.
So there are the 2 figures. Can you describe them more?
Well, if you look over that way, you'd actually see that there are 4 figures, and they appear to be very large, portly humanoid figures, wearing kind of blue, heavy coat, with a yellow helmet and what appears to be a full mask, and their hands appear to be covered in very heavy, shiny gloves. And they look like this.
Squishers.
spooky.
There are a total of 4 of them, and they appear to be in the pathway that you just came through. They appear to be blocking passage out. They do not come into the room. After stepping out and taking position, they do not move.
Okay.
Well, there wasn't really much of an exit that way anyway.
True.
You walk over to it. The strange floor panel with the similar symbols to the Temple Bastion. Do you step onto the platform?
I look at the key first, no reaction.
No
with it
reaction.
here. Then apparently I was broken by whatever happened in the crypt and will indeed step on it.
Okay. So as you're holding the Arcane Forge key, whatever part you're kind of holding onto the most becomes, as you saw, and I'll show it with the handout here, hold on. It's kind of got like parts. As you kind of step onto the platform, the part you're holding remains in your hand, but the other parts segment away from it and kind of float aloft around it in a very strange geometric pattern in front of you. They all kind of glow a light red, and then they maintain that, like they hold that for as long as you're standing on that platform.
Are they close enough that I can reach up and try to touch or move the free-floating parts?
And so basically you kind of like kind of oscillate them. The second they kind of go out of formation, the color dissipates and becomes kind of like a null white. And then when you kind of let it go, it kind of flings back into its position. And once it's back into the grid that it's supposed to be in, this kind of very strange kind of position of them floating near where your hand is, they all turn light red again.
Is there anything going on in the room?
Nothing crazy.
Pokes it up. Nope.
Termaine, you did spend some time, or sorry, Arya, you did spend some time with the levers. You would have noticed each one of them had symbols upon them. It looks like there is a symbol on the door on the eastern side of this room that shares its symbol with the rightmost lever on the strange panel device.
And which door?
This door here. The other four
Got it.
symbols are kind of just their own thing. They don't make much sense, but this symbol on the far right lever, which would be the easternmost lever, and the eastern door seem to share a marker.
Should we check out the door? Or that room?
I suppose we can.
Okay.
You go to open the door, and you click the door, and it does not open. It seems to be locked. And when you do that, Ronnie, you would see that the eyes on this statue here flare red.
Oh, they don't like you touching that, Arya.
Okay.
Waiting 10
Hands
seconds.
off.
After about a minute, the eyes stop being red.
Maybe we have to flip this, flip the lever.
I guess we can try. The
And-
statue might get mad though.
There's also this door over here.
Mhm.
And some
Is
stairs.
that one open? Yeah, there's stairs over here too.
Can we try the door and then the stairs?
Sure.
Okay.
When I step off the panel, does the key
Yeah,
condense back into?
back into its original shape. And
Okay.
it's a strangely satisfying sensation. Like when it popped, there's like this strange magical resonance with it, and then when it kind of snaps back, it's kind of like a ooh, nice. It's like a perfect click.
Oh, this is the best fidget spinner.
That's the best fidget spinner. If you could find multiples of these platforms and just like jump
Fidget
on-
spinner +3. Ah, damn.
it's the best. Do you-
Upgrade.
Tempt the door here.
Sounds like it.
Okay, you should be able to open that one just freely. Upon opening it, inside you hear a kind of mechanical clunk, 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 and it seems to be coming from the northern side of this room. When you enter in, you see what appear to be two green leather sofas.
Arya's not going to be the first to walk in there, by the way.
Sure. Torme obviously pushed the push the courageous one in. You see two leather sofas and a very nice dark wood table, about coffee table height, kind of in the center of the room. Seated on that coffee table is an arcane forge key, similar to the one Sol has been walking around with a slightly different pattern. It seems to have
Sol.
less markers or less like pieces to it.
Mm-hmm.
The northern side, you see what appears to be a conveyor belt with these very strange kind of pieces of wood kind of fluttering through, clicking, and then being kind of bolted with stuff, and then moved to the left. Everything seems to be funneling to the left, as if something is happening to the right. And it kind of, it's not a perfect line, it's kind of more of like a this. It's kind of like doing a, coming out of the right side and then moving into the left side. And if you want to focus on that contraption, you can either make an Arcana or a Perception check. It looks like Termaine looked at the room, saw a sweet-looking couch, and took a seat on the sofa. Is that fair to say, Termaine?
It is fair.
This is pretty good.
I got a 20
And-
Arcana check.
You said 20?
Ooh, Arcana.
Okay, so there's a green kind of mist about the space, which to you is a bit disconcerting because it appears to be vitae that's being sprayed onto the wood, and that's that hissing sound that you kind of hear in the click, hiss. And then it seems that these are pieces of darkwood from God knows where. Darkwood being a very rare commodity. For those who are elves, you would know darkwood is wood that comes from the one forest. The forest before all forests split. Basically, it is ironwood, the strongest of woods. And it appears to be being sprayed with that material and bolted with what appear to be metal rivets before moving to the left side.
Can we tell what kind of metal? Is it like iron or something?
You see that it is a black metal, but I don't think anybody here has blacksmith's tools as a trained proficiency, right?
Right.
Okay, so then
I
yeah,
just mean like
you're not
you know,
sure. It is.
elves or fae are
It's-
like sensitive to iron.
I would say it's a
specifically.
dark metal of some sort. Which could be cold iron, it could be kind of wrought iron, it could be adamantine, it could be lots of things.
But we're not getting like a.
Oh yeah, there's no. The
Or
only
anything.
weird vibe you're getting from it is the mist that's being sprayed upon it, which appears to be a aerosolized vitae, or not vitae,
Okay.
not vitae. Sorry, the bad one. My brain's not working.
Orvo.
Orvo, thank you.
Good one.
And inspiration, because you remember more about
Yeah.
my
I was gonna say that deserves inspiration for sure.
Termaine, was that perception check now? Oh no, that was you did that when you made the persuade.
It was
Okay.
earlier, yeah.
Does anybody else
Persuade.
want to check out the weird machine on the north side?
I would.
Okay, perception or arcana, your choice.
25.
And a natural 20.
The passageway, you'll notice is not completely solid on its backside. It appears that there's a hallway on the opposite end.
Wow.
However,
Why?
you're not
Orvo?
sure that you're going to be able to move through that space
Right.
without being complicated by the
Orvo.
Arya. As you kind of look at the situation and start contemplating methods to pass, you would
By the way, wait. By the way, I've got like my knees on the couch and like my hands on the back of the couch, and I'm like looking like this. Okay.
And Ronnie's like, "It's a passageway," and points, and you're like, "Oh." And as you kind of look through, you would realize that there's no way for you to misty step through because of the inner mist or intermediating mist. You will need to physically bull your way through this space, which would be problematic because it does seem that this machine is moving at a quite kind of violent pace, an almost Star Warsian pace.
I don't know. I'm not getting the reference.
So in Star Wars, there's often times where you're in like some weird kind of like structure where stuff is being built like droids or whatever, and it just completely like cartoonishly crazy.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I mean, Arya is like, I don't know, maybe one of those levers out there would stop or slow this down if we want to keep exploring further in. Of course, we don't want to make the little statue guys mad.
Well, there's none of them in here, but there's definitely a lot out there. And those weird guys.
I wonder if my raven would be strong enough to pull one of those levers.
I don't know. How strong is a raven?
Go look. You know, he's magic, so...
And an imp.
Nobody said that
I mean, sure.
out loud.
Knows.
If my imp touches a lever, let's say the rightmost lever,
Yeah.
do they glow, the guys?
No.
Ooh, hey guys. The little dudes don't glow if we put our hands on the
and I'll
lever.
explain why. Because they're already glowing.
Oh, whoa! The guys are already glowing. Oh shit!
As you come out and move to check it, what you'll notice is that the metal sound that you heard earlier happens, and you would see that the southern side bursts open.
Oh
It
no!
looks like one of them pops
You
out.
broke it. You broke it.
Do you retreat back into the space that you were in?
Well,
I do.
these things. Hey. Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
It looks like these.
You hear boots slamming on the ground behind you as you
great.
rush in, and you're kind of like getting ready to explain. And you would see
Mhm.
the creature appear at the doorway, walk up to the door, grab the handle, and shut it.
Hey,
Huh.
dude.
Oh.
You then hear Boots walking away, but you would very quickly notice that the door has some sound muffling capabilities, apparently. And you don't hear the Boots very long after it steps away. If you move and open the door, nothing happens. It's fine. But it seems like after a long duration of you guys sitting in the room, it came out and closed the door.
Oh.
So a couple of points. So point
It said,
one.
shut the damn door.
Shut the damn door. Point one. Those little weird statue guys turn into.
They open up like a
The
sarcophagus,
squishers.
and the squisher comes out. Yeah.
Okay. Point one. Point two. They don't like the door open. They said, "You're letting the SC out. You're not paying rent. You're not paying bills. Close the door." But, well, okay, so let's do this. I want to open the door, close the door, and move through.
Okay.
And then I want Raven to kind of land on one of the levers.
Okay.
Do they start getting agitated?
Not for touching the lever, no.
Okay, they're not agitated by touching these levers, so maybe we can pull one and see what happens.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the door marked 5. So this would be the one that shows the same marker on the locked door on the right.
There's 5
Yeah,
levers.
Five total levers, yep.
Okay.
And they're all in the forward position, which means whatever they're supposed to be doing is happening.
Does anyone have... Well, Tremaine,
Yeah.
any thoughts on which lever to pull?
I mean, the easiest thing to do is to try the stairs. I would say.
Tremaine,
Yes,
that is not what I asked you.
I know.
Oh, God, never mind.
Those are my thoughts.
Arya will stalk away from Tremaine. Okay, Tremaine's not being any help. Can you guys come out here?
Okay.
Okay, so the little guys don't get mad if we touch the levers. We've got 5 of them. The easternmost lever matches a symbol on this door. Which do you reckon we should pull?
So are you outside or are you inside?
I am in this. I'm where I have my token, so I
Okay.
could kind of
And you have...
see out.
Were you the one that grabbed the key off the table, or did someone else grab it?
I was gonna grab the key. Yeah, I don't know that anybody.
I don't think
specifically
anybody
grabbed
said they grabbed it, yeah.
I think we were saving it for you.
Okay,
I will
so you
collect
have
all
both.
of the keys. Double fisted.
Yeah, if you want to. They have very slight differences. The one that you had originally is bigger and more intricate, has more pieces. The one that you just got looks like it has about 5 pieces. And they're kind of like all of the more rectangular, smaller variety.
Do they have any symbols on them?
Nope, just like yours. Plain black slate.
Well, 5 sections, 5 levers. Fine, I guess I'll come out to where the levers are. See
Okay.
if...
Did you
What
close
if
the door
we
behind you?
pull the second one?
Yes, I will close the door behind me so we don't get a very angry man.
Squisher shenanigans. And just to check, is everybody still able to see the room you just walked out of?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
It's grayed out.
Explorer
yes.
mode is working. Yay!
Yes. Yay.
Thank you, Roll20.
You did a thing.
Levers. Stairs.
Number 2. I don't know why.
I was gonna suggest leftmost, but Ronnie seems like she feels strongly about that one.
Leftmost would be the one that doesn't have the same symbol. Rightmost would be the one that does have the same symbol. And then there's the 3 in the middle.
I believe in you, Arya.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna have
This is your rodeo.
I know. I'm gonna have my imp pull the rightmost lever that matches the symbol on the door.
Okay, great. So when you do that, you would hear a very loud, kind of almost trombone-like sound come from the thing in the middle.
Is
Oh,
it a
no.
fail horn sound like Price is Right, or is it a fanfare trombone?
It's kind of more of the
Oh,
first
great.
one, but it's just a single blast. And then you hear what sounds like metal being shorn from metal, and the machine's still operating. A piece comes off of the core section and starts kind of
we broke it.
entering into the oscillating pieces around it. When that happens, you see what appears to be a flesh-like appendage, phallic almost, come out of the core, and an eye blossom from the tip of it and start looking at Arya. It is then followed by a second tentacle that comes out, this one with no eye, that starts kind of batting around at the lever area, trying to hit the levers. Both of the Guardians in the bottom's eyes flare red and immediately open. The 2 squishers inside pop out.
Ronnie's heading for the door.
Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody exactly what you do in this first moment before what happens. But I want to be sure you understand. The tentacle that has come down and started flapping around appears to be trying to throw the levers.
I'm not stopping it.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that is what is understood by
I wanna-
everyone. We're starting with Shipakli. Go ahead with your choice of what you want to do in the immediate aftermath of that.
I want to kick the lever to help it to put it back in its
You're
original position.
No. It's trying to throw the other levers.
Oh.
Yeah, not the thing you said. It's trying to do the opposite of that.
Okay.
It
Maybe-
longs to
maybe
be
it all-
free.
No, maybe it longs to be in a single orientation.
Or maybe the levers are keeping it trapped. I'm gonna kick the lever that I pulled down. I want to kick it so it's back in its
Okay.
original position.
So it is going to fight you for that. So it's not exactly focused on that one first off, but when its eye sees you do that, it is going to contest you. I'm going to go through everyone else before we get to dice rolling, because their
Okay.
interplay could have merit. Tom, what is Soul doing in the immediate aftermath? Again, making sure you understand. Lever is thrown, eye pops out, sees situation, tentacle flares down, trying to hit the levers, and it looks like Arya is trying to throw the lever back, and the tentacle moves to try and intercept Arya. Oh, and the squishers came out.
I would summon a mage hand to try and help push the lever.
Okay, so also kind of from a distance, trying to use the force that you can here. All right, Termaine, you see the situation.
Yep, I'm gonna move. I like to move here.
Okay.
I would like to put my hand on my sword hilt and raise the shield just a smidge.
You're looking like you're defending against the squishers. Is that-
Squishers. That's right. That's right. Not like being hostile,
Okay.
but just right.
Protecting Arya's back. Definitely. Got it. Ronnie? Last but not
Our
least.
hands on the door.
Oh, you're ready to
I'm
pop
not
out
being
if needed.
helpful.
Okay. So, Arya, you are not being aided by much. I'm not going to give you full advantage for a mage hand press, because it's not a lot of force that they're applying. However, it's not nothing, so I'm going to give you a +2 to your roll. You're going to make an athletics check to try and throw the
I'm
lever
helping.
back into its position.
Unlike most warlocks I've ever played, I actually have a +0. So now I have a +2.
Okay.
17.
So in the weird
19.
in the weird state that the tentacle is in, it does not have leverage. So you push the lever into its position, and when you do so, you see the panel that kind of entered into the oscillating parts drop down and move to kind of close off that position. The eye sees it, eye widens, and everything kind of snaps back into the core, and the panel shuts. It continues spinning the way it was spinning before. The squishers take one step forward and stop. Termaine, are you carrying a arcane forge key?
No.
Nope,
Their
just
heads
me.
turn to kind of look at you, but there's a sense that they're not really looking at you. You don't think there's any sense of vision here. They raise their hands up, and you hear... And they're holding their hands up.
Bless you.
They then start moving towards you, their other hand coming to their belt, and they pull what appears to be a very strange whip with about 10 kind of strange metal cords that seem to be sparking with lightning as they approach you. They're holding those off to the sides.
If I step up behind Termaine with the forge keys out.
Do you hand Termaine a forge key?
Sure. The one we got in the room.
Okay. You step up, they don't seem to notice you. As you kind of press the forge key, the extra one, on Termaine. Arya, as they're approaching, do you back away?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead and show me where you go.
right there.
And the imp as well?
I mean, yeah, I'll say the imp moves here.
Okay. You place the key into Termaine's hand. They kind of stop. The lightning in their thing kind of like popping. They then kind of reapply those back to their belts. Very strange looking device. And their hands kind of drop. And then they say blah, 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 blah. And then they turn around and head back towards their respective cages. After a moment of stepping inside, you see them kind of like take their positions, shut, and then as they disappear from view.
Well, like I said, the stairs looks at askance at
You kind of
Arya.
look at the thing he handed you in your hand, and it's a 5-pieced arcane forge key like the other ones. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that.
But the hallway.
Yeah, there's the thing behind the thing.
The hallway north.
The dangerous thing, as opposed to the stairs.
I mean, I guess we can look up the stairs real quick.
Stairs
down.
can be real dangerous if you're
Yeah,
an
we just
elderly
fell.
turtle.
Sorry.
And, I mean, we fell down 800 feet on some stairs.
Stairs go down.
Stairs go down.
We have been victimized by stairs at least once
Today.
the last
in,
hour.
In this place. In this
Yeah.
So the rest of you want to go through the strange hallway with the Orvo, right?
Well,
that's what we're gonna do. I'll do it.
Well, I want to say that
I'm just trying to be reasonable.
What I want is to solve this mystery, whatever is going on here. I mean, maybe there's more pieces to the puzzle down the stairs, but
Mm-hmm.
there's something, I mean, we have to try everything, right?
Do we?
Before we move on.
Do we?
Arya,
I mean, I could go stand on that circle with the key, and you can try a lever and see what happens.
Oh yeah, we did find a different key.
no, I mean, I think we tested the key. We tested the levers. There's something weird going on, for sure.
For sure.
quick pause. I do want to interject. You've tested a lever.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, says Tremaine, is that yes, it's a puzzle, but don't you just want to sort of know where those stairs lead before we decide to come and solve the puzzle?
It's like you're trying to solve a puzzle, and you don't even have all the pieces. This is what Terrain's saying.
You know what, DM? Nobody asked you.
Well, I'm just telling you what Andy's trying to say, and it's a very astute and smart thing, okay?
I know he's right. I'm just.
I know he's right, but I want to...
But it's that smug paladin attitude.
He gives like a toothy smile, and you see a little cling, like gleam.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
Our
like
boy is Gowry. Our boy is Gowry.
he's right. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. We need to. I think gather our clues before pulling any more levers.
Now, something was mentioned, and Elizabeth did hint on it. I just want to make sure we cover it before we move to the next floor. Did you want to step on the panel with a new arcane key?
If you're not comfortable doing it, I'll do it. If you want to hand it back to me.
Yeah, if you're scared, you can just let Soul do it.
You've been very brave, Soul.
Terrain steps on the fucking panel.
Who are you talking to, Arya?
To you, he's
me.
asking you if you want if you want to do the thing with the key.
Sure, so go ahead. I'll give him the key.
Sense influence still holding strong in here, Chief.
Scared.
If you are stepping on the platform with both, is that right? Okay. They both activate identically, except that, less pieces on one and the other, right? They have a strange red glow to them, but the closer that the pieces are to the other key, the brighter the red. Do you wish to push them together?
Yes.
You create a super key. They seem to all integrate into one geometric piece. You feel like you can grab one of the 5 that you saw before and pull them back apart if you wish. But they will never descend beyond their starting parts.
That's awesome.
If you step off the
was so
platform with the
cool.
super key, it realchemates into one big-ass fucking key. And if you wish to re-separate them, you can if you want to. Are you super key mode or double key mode?
I am super key mode.
Okay, big key. It's definitely taking a little bit more to carry, but it is... Yeah, it's gone from like the size of like an iPhone and like the size of like a old flip phone to now like the size of a tablet.
Like a
So I have a
small
question.
tablet or a big tablet?
Like an iPad, like pretty big.
I have a question. Why is this space so like Freudian?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess we'll just have to figure out the puzzle.
Well, the tentacles are dick. The keys are dicks.
No, they're not
I
dicks.
don't know.
They're not. No, they're squares. They're just rectangles. Those aren't penises.
No, but then like, you know what? I'm
The
just not going to take
tentacle
this
was
any further.
phallic.
This will descend into areas that probably don't need to.
As
He's
penises
just
are wont to do.
practicing his HR Geiger for Alien this weekend.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
right.
getting ready.
There's just getting Geigered. Got it.
Okay, so we're descending.
Yes,
Yeah.
I guess.
You are now on both levels. We are doing the same thing we did on the Temple Bastion. So you descend on this side, and when you get to the bottom, you'll notice that there is another staircase, this one descending down, just across from you. To the left of you are 2 more of the structures that you see that would carry the squishers. And to the right, you see what appear to be very large, very high looking bookshelves. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is you descended maybe about 20 or 30 feet, which means that the ceiling to the room in front of you that you're looking at should not be as high as it is. It is impossible for it to be the 60 feet high that it is in front of you because of the ceiling. They shouldn't. It's not making sense. But
Right.
there it is. There it is right before you. In the center of these bookshelves, moving kind of on weird filigreed wheels, is this very massive construct. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to try to show you what it looks like. It appears to be a
Ooh.
humanoid-like figure made out of a
I'm
very
back.
fine, white, polished metal or stone. You can't be sure which from this distance. And it moves as it places a book up onto the shelf and then starts scrolling away from that space.
It's giving like Phyrexian white card.
It is a magic, a monster. It is from Magic the
It
Gathering.
is?
But it's not
Oh.
from Phyrexia, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. It is
But I bet it's white.
it is. It's a Strixhaven card.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
it does not seem
Do
to
you think
notice
I could? Do you think I could do like an Arcana check to learn, to like see if I remember anything about it or know anything about something like this?
Yeah, you could
Or
do it.
history? Do I have history? So,
Arcana would be
21.
okay. So there's not going to be a lot you know about this thing because, as far as we
Uh-huh.
understand, it is unique.
Okay.
It appears to be some sort of archivist, a automaton or homunculi or something to that effect,
Mhm.
that is basically tending this specific library. But what you're noticing is that as it moves and starts placing things here to there, it doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason or function.
Hmm.
Like, it's just moving books around. It looks like it's doing something important, but it very much, after a few seconds, you realize there's no way it can be, or the methods to its madness are way outside of your ken. You would know that it is a construct, and with that, it has some functional like effects that are present within it. Due to the nature of the vitae that probably runs through its chassis, it has magic resistance, and your presumption is that it's immune to several conditions that and poison types that are kind of not functional against constructs. Charmed, exhaustion, frightened, petrification, poison, poison damage. It's most likely immune to all of those things.
Okay.
Other than that, you can presume that it has some sort of spellcasting ability because of its fingers' fine detail.
Arya would definitely share those details with the crew.
You just tell them.
Well, I would say this archivist
As you start
construct-
blathering on, you would notice the thing
Uh-huh.
turn towards you, the wheel spinning to kind of turn into its position. Its finger raises up to its face, and it looks at you with its eyeless face, raises its finger, and everything goes silent around all of you. Soul and Arya, you recognize that the spell Silence was just cast on your group, like near where you are.
That's
Well,
hilarious. It's just
I would have
hilarious.
you know that I took the scholar pack and not the dungeoneer pack or whatever. So I've got a pen and some parchment, and so I will write. We just got silenced. Miss Thing is probably immune to a bunch of conditions and poison.
Just right out there,
Just
stat block.
FYI. Yeah, here's the stat block. So, I mean, I don't know that we want to fuck with it, but you know, I'm sure that there was valuable information in here. I don't know if can have access to it if we're just very quiet.
Do you head in and start kind of messing around with the book?
I do not.
Because the spell Silence is just on the area that you're in. It doesn't appear to be.
What are you doing?
So you walk in, and kind of looking through the bookshelves, you can see that there are double doors on the left side, double doors on the right side, and up ahead it looks like there might be some more doors. Above you, about 20 feet, so a little bit higher than the other rooms, there are the floating stones. And it seems like it's a very perfect, even lighting throughout this space. There are some shadows here to there near the bookshelves, but not really a lot. But yeah, this is the space. You grab a book.
Can I make heads or tails of what the books are from their spines or anything?
Oh, it's all types. It definitely looks like there's a contemporary kind of nature to it, but not like modern contemporary. I would say that this is definitely within your era, but from some time ago, like maybe pre-Wizards War.
I will select a book at random from this end here.
Okay, you take it. You hear a chime, because you're outside of the silence area. You hear a chime from the insert in the center.
If I start hearing anything rolling, I'm putting the book back.
Sure, you don't hear anything rolling, but you hear a chime, and it sounds very pleasant. It's kind of like just like a pong, like just very cheery chime come from the thing in the center.
Open the book, peruse it.
It is a random book. Let's say, hold on.
Yeah, you've got books. This is an opportunity, John. Trying
Yeah.
to set
God,
you
I
up
hope
in
it's
here.
F is for fish.
It is not F is for fish. It is
Dang it!
The Heroes of Osservale. It is a story about a group of heroes in the Osservale. One assassin named Smoke, a soldier named Hadrian, some other nonsense.
I'll put the book back and move a little further down. And
Okay, when you put the book back, you hear a chime. That it almost sounds like it's complementary to the first chime, but different.
the first one was the bang, the second one's the bong. Got it.
Yeah, bing bong.
Move a little further down and take another book, open it up, and see if, like, chronologically there's any pattern to how it's being laid out.
So what you're noticing is there is an apparent order, but it looks like it's structured by author more so than chronology. It seems that this is more like what you would consider a library than an archive. These appear to be books, so much to say, like storybooks versus not that. This one that you picked up is called The Journal of, or sorry, The Tome of Gulthias.
Oh, you got his diary.
Just casually flip through it, see if there's anything noteworthy that leaps out, and then put
I
it
am
back
the
on.
ancient, I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was the warrior, I was good and just.
Sounds very self-important.
Yeah, that's.
Back.
Have you met Gulthias?
I have not, actually.
Well, fair.
Still lame. No.
Okay. You move to the doors. Opening it,
Up.
you would see that there is a smattering of books on the shelves, and then there's a table with two chairs, and it looks like it is also covered in books that are open with kind of notes and stuff that's been kind of scrawled out here to there. You would see that near the working space, there appears to be a single piece of paper that looks like it's been pinned to the table by a small dart. But everything else looks like it's just kind of in the midst of somebody actually having done some studying work.
I would like to try to read them.
It says, bear with me here. Where are you? Where are you, note? Sometimes you take good notes, but you hide them from yourself. It says, it seems that the only way out is to descend. We will continue forth. After looking over what we can, these keys seem to be very strange indeed. I don't think we should take them with us. We'll leave them here. If you are following, I suggest you do likewise. Lyra Dayfear.
Joke's on you, we already left with a key once. Looking at the books on the table, is there any kind of pattern to what they are about?
You kind of look them over, and it looks like just like a broad sense of study. But as you're kind of moving stuff around, you would see that there is another arcane forge key on the table.
Okay.
Looks like that book that's kind of face down. It's just underneath that.
I'll take that one. On the note, there was no kind of indication as to how many keys they had found or anything like that. No markings. Okay.
Nope.
Books on the shelves, I'm assuming, are still just a smattering of...
Random, yeah. It's just a bunch of study stuff. If you were to study here and you wanted to explore a specific topic, you would gain a +2 to your roll if it was lore related. You would gain a +2 if it's non-lore related. You'd gain advantage if it is lore related.
I'm sorry, everyone. We have to stay here now.
But it seems that this library is very comprehensive. Like, there's a lot to it. But it is a lot of lore books. It's not a lot of, like, archives or history or anything like that. It is a lot of stories being told that have been drafted and put to kind of space.
I am going to head over to the other doors, but
Okay.
anybody else can
That's
feel free
cool.
to jump in.
I opened the door up top.
Okay, we'll get to you here in a second. Tom, so we're going to go with Ronnie. You enter into this space, and this room looks as though the bookshelves are only on the left and right wall. On the furthest wall from you, there is a strange sequence on the ground where there are 4 squares. The westernmost squares appear to be kind of settled inside of the wall. And then a round platform, completely slate clean. But your keen eyes detect that it is the same material as the ornate slate that was stepped on and the keys would activate upon.
Oh, the forge keys.
Yeah, that's right.
So there are 4
4 like
Squares.
squares kind of around it, and then there's like a smaller disc on the ground that's kind of made out of the same material as the one upstairs that would activate the keys.
Oh, okay. Huh.
All of the books in here seem to have titles that are locations. And when you open them, they seem to have like very, very brusque descriptions, or rather like very kind of highly detailed descriptions of locations. They're like, it's almost like travel manuals, right? So like the first one you grab would probably be something elvish looking. You go, Talania, and you grab it and it explains, Talania is a city set inside of a crater mountain. It it explains the white towers of Talania, the great academy of Sabarias, and all of these beautiful details about this place, this elvish city in the material world, the only elvish city in the material world. And you're kind of like, oh, cool. Weird, but cool.
Yeah. So just like
All the books in this room.
travel manuals.
It's just like city name, and you pick up the city name, and it just tells you all about the city inside of the book.
Huh. And stepping on the slate thing, nothing happens, right?
You don't have a forge key, right?
Correct.
Nothing happens.
Then she's gonna exit out to look at the other door and then tell Soul what she finds.
Okay. Before that, Sol, you go to that door with Arya. Tormain, you're kind of staying in the middle. Are you just keeping an eye on the archivist, or are you doing something else?
Oh, I wrote in the chat that I would maybe poking around for some nature books, but yeah, I'm mostly keeping an eye on the archivist.
Yeah, there are definitely books about nature in this space if you're kind of, keeping an eye on him. But again, they're mostly like lore books, so it's basically just going to be kind of like, not really manuals, but more stuff about nature, like lore about nature. If you wanted to kind of like think about something regarding nature, and kind of look it up in this place, you could, and you'd have advantage. But if you're just kind of looking
Not
for...
really, no. My main thing is just to sort of keep us safe, and I'm just poking around as
Sure.
the others are doing their things.
Yep, and the Archivist is kind of occasionally like reaching up to the top shelf, like it's weird filigree wheels kind of scrolling up the sides of the like it's almost like it like launches itself in between the two bookshelves, and then they spin and roll it upwards, and then it kind of reaches up and grabs a book off of the top shelf, brings it all the way down, and then sets it back into a different spot. You don't know what it's doing, and I don't think it does either. So yeah, that's happening though. You open the door. Okay. Upon doing so, you would see that this is another workroom, like a workspace. Not unlike the other one. However, there's four scrolls that are kind of laid out on the table. One other scroll that looks like it's been opened completely. A map, and a very strange looking scroll with the arcane gridding from the Temple Bastion placed upon it. Now, it's not shown on this map, but in this chair, there is a skeleton. It looks like the cloth of this chair is stained deeply and anciently so. And there is basically tatters of fabric on the ground around this chair. It does appear someone has moved around the scrolls and checked everything out in here before. Your presumption is that was probably, well, if you haven't guessed, Lyra Dayfear is a part of the Ghost of Tarn Keep. They were the adventuring company that came down a different passageway to the second level. So they've apparently been here.
Checking the scrolls, are they magic
They are.
scrolls or are they notes? Okay.
They are arcane scrolls. And if memory serves, the group of the Ghost of Tarn Keep, they did not have an arcanist amongst their number.
And we deduce what spells they
Yeah,
are.
absolutely. So there is Legend Lore, which is the big scroll, Fireball, and then 2 scrolls of Identify.
Do you want to grab those, Arya?
You're muted, Gija. Sorry.
So Fireball.
Legend Lore, and then 2 Identify.
Yeah, I don't really want. I don't know. I don't want Fireball. I'm not a Fireball kind of bitch. Do you want it? So
Sure, I guess that.
okay, you take Fireball. I can keep Legend Lore and Identify. We can sell.
The Temple Bastion scroll, it looks like it was being drafted. It does not look like it's complete. However, it does seem to indicate floor plan. You can actually see the floor plan of the Temple Bastion. And it looks like they have these small drawings that are circular with kind of a small little half circle on them where the spinners were located. And it looks like there are a total of 3. Looks like there's a small, like, arcanely drawn kind of stick figure where the helmed horror was. And it looks like the riddle of the water. You can't read the language because it's this very ancient, kind of like weird, circular, you can't identify it language. But it looks like it's the solution is here.
Where does it show that?
On the scroll that's like that was being drafted. This scroll.
No, I mean the solution is here. Where
the solution
was that?
the solution to the water problems, the elementals upstairs in the Temple Bastion.
Oh,
the solution
then
to
we know
that
it.
puzzle is basically right there.
And
so had
this,
we come in a different way?
You could have grabbed this and gone upstairs and been like puzzle.
but would we have been able to even read it though?
Oh,
if it's in
there's
some
drawings.
language.
There's drawings.
Oh, okay. There's drawings. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And these scrolls down here in this corner, Nothing of
Nothing, no, yeah.
No.
It's just more
Okay.
stuff that's been kind of stuffed in there. It looks like whatever research was being done to draft the scroll was being kind of handled in this corner. A lot of the stuff that's there is architectural manuals and shit like that. Well, not manuals, but architectural lore and shit.
Okay.
Oh, Tremaine, as you're kind of hanging out and just chilling, one of the guardians pops open. The one on the
Oh.
left. And
Okay.
out of it comes a squisher. And it walks over to the door on the left and will move to close it.
I love that.
I will
Ronnie,
close the right door.
you seeing that kind of across the way, kind of walk over and close the door you just opened. Do you yell to them to tell them, or you're not telling them yet? Okay, you pop open the next door. Inside of this space, and hold on, pause for a second. You see
Scared.
a room that is completely cluttered with scrolls, paperwork. There is only a single blue crystal, and of all of the rooms, this one seems to have the lowest ceiling. There is a desk that is cluttered with stuff, and a chair in front that seems to have a man seated in it, just continuously writing. And it seems like his body is very kind of like hunched over and frail with a hood drawn over it, and you can just hear scrawling as you come into the room. He does not seem to notice your entry.
Sorry to disturb you.
He turns around, you can see he's a very like big bushy beard. He raises his finger up and then
Oh. she'll whisper sorry. Can I glance at the books on either side?
yeah, so it seems like the heavy duty kind of spell casting books have all been drawn into this space.
Oh.
It looks like this is all arcane theorem and like all sorts of crazy magical related books. You're seeing like, some names that you've been, completely kept away from because of your profession.
Yeah, this is not Ronnie's. This is not her room.
You can definitely tell Nerd when you see it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll slowly back out,
Okay.
very quiet steps, and then close the door.
Okay. And I'm trying to find the art for that guy, but it's being difficult. Okay, that's fine. You close the door behind
I
you.
can imagine him.
Yeah. Oh, you maybe you've already seen the art once before.
You're like, I've seen a nerd.
I've seen a bearded nerd before.
I work at a university. I know what they look like.
That's true.
Got
Been
him.
to that library.
Okay.
Is it
So
Whitebeard?
yeah, white beard, red robe, if memory serves. Again, I'm just looking for the.
Just a gay nerd.
Ouch.
She'll whisper to Soul, "You have to be really quiet in there, but
Nothing else.
there's some cool stuff that you might like. There's a lot of spells."
Shade. Oh. There's a nerd in there.
You guys might get along.
You upon giggling, ha ha ha, you see the archivist turn, and boom, silence is put back upon you. And then you see him kind of move his hand to the side and do this. Which is a
Uh-oh.
warning. We're in a library.
She was trying to be quiet.
Fair.
I said she was whispering.
You giggled though. You did giggle. That did happen.
I giggled. Ronnie didn't.
Oh, well then if you That's fine. Then that didn't happen, but that would happen if you did giggle out loud.
Don't fucking giggle.
Sorry, I'm a giggler.
If we, I kind of like, I'm kind of begging that it did happen in canon, just because it's funny.
I'll leave it to Elizabeth. She can decide since I did
Maybe
come up.
Arya giggle.
I'm begging Elizabeth.
Okay.
Fine.
All right. It happened.
So inside the nerd room,
Do you go in there?
of course I do. I
Okay.
was told there was good stuff in here.
Yeah, you see there's a bunch of spellcraft books and the like. There's scrolls, just stacks and stacks of scrolls. And there's a very strange man who is just writing a lot in there.
Can I peer over his shoulder to try and see what he's writing?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make an Arcana roll, DC 30.
Could get
You know what?
that
We're going to
one.
use my favorite by the gods thing in the vain hope of a natural 20.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's not a natural 20.
I
It's
know,
only a
but
20.
still.
Okay. So you would see that it appears to be written in the same language as the scroll outside. And there's a bunch of circles and squiggles. Are you a fan of Doctor Who? No? Yes?
Eh.
Okay, so it looks Gallifreyan is the best way that I can kind of describe it. And if that makes no sense to you, then that's fine. But that's what I'm going with.
Too nerdy in this room for me. Like, check one of the scrolls. They're all spells or just more arcane
Oh, no,
gibberish?
yeah, you pop one and kind of look at it, and it's more just arcane gibberish. Yeah, if it is a scroll and it has some sort of magical property to it, you would not be able to decipher it. Yeah, it is definitely a clusterfuck of writings, too. There's a smattering of what appear to be kind of like weird language spell scrolls, and then there's a smattering of like pieces of paper that look like they might have been kind of written and tossed over his shoulder in kind of anger.
Well, it's interesting, so I am going to take a couple and then attempt to leave the room.
Okay. As you approach the door with the stuff, the door slams shut. He stops writing, and you hear the quill get set down. What are you doing?
I walk back over and put the stuff back.
And then
Slowly back away.
you hear him slowly pick up the pen and begin writing again. Starts off very slow at first, but then becomes much more feverish as he gets back into it. If you walk over to the door and open it, you kind of can exit. Walking away, going into this room, closing the door, and then being able to talk.
There's travel stuff in here.
So there's 2 squares and then the circle like
Well,
the
there's 4
one of the-
squares. There's 2 that are kind of coming out of the wall, and then yeah, there's the circle in the middle.
Alright, well, I'm gonna pull out the super key and the less super key that I got on this one, see if they do anything as I approach.
When you step onto the platform, if you step onto the circle, you would see that they break apart, and instead of glowing kind of a bright reddish color, it's more of like an orange or yellow-orange color. And it seems that the closer that the super key is to the little key, there is a brighter connection. Like
We're
you can
gonna
push them together into a larger.
We're gonna
key.
lock them in as they continue to go through the spectrum like the tunnel down here did.
You slam them together into a much larger key, and it kind of becomes this kind of massive, just bits and baubles floating in the air in front of you. When you step off the platform, it kind of slaps together, and it's probably getting closer to the size of, like, you know, a player's handbook, right? Like, it's a bit bigger than an iPad. You know, definitely a bit more heft to it.
Megazord key.
Yeah, it's now more like you kind of look like Lady Liberty with like a big old tablet, right? Instead of like, you know, just a iPad dork running around.
Working on those toasts. I guess we should go down another level. There sounds like there are more keys.
Well, let's be quiet going out of here. They didn't like the noise.
Okay. If you quietly move over to Termaine, Termaine kind of sees you approaching, slots the book back into the shelf. Every time you pulled a book off the shelf, by the way, Termaine, you'd hear a ping, and then when you put it back, it'd be a bong.
I expect they wouldn't like if we took books out of here.
You can try.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Are we heading down the stairs?
think so.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead.
The
and-
only way out is down, probably.
All right, we are now on another level. When you come down to these steps, similar to the last space, you would see that there's a staircase that heads further down. Because again, you're entering from the left side on this one, not the right. And then you see that there are two more of the guardian statues. Up ahead, there's a door on the right, which is just on the right side. And then on the left, there is another door. And it has the same symbol that the lever and the door on the first floor had.
Oh.
I bet
This
it's
is
locked.
about another 20 feet down, by the way.
30 feet down, yeah, I'd say is about right. The staircases kind of drop down about 15 and then drop down about 15.
Oh, the last one was 32 then?
Yeah, yeah. But then
30
the
as
ceiling in the library was like,
With 60.
yeah, it's crazy higher than it should have been.
Right. Okay. I'm
What's the
just-
ceiling like here?
10 feet.
Just borrowed from this ceiling for that ceiling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's exactly how it
That's
works.
how ceilings work.
You shave space from one location.
Yeah.
Push it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Door on the left has the
So,
mark,
what's-
door on the right doesn't.
Oh,
Touch the mark. Touch the mark.
okay. Ah, it's locked.
It is locked.
Uh-oh.
I can't.
Did he get
open
mad?
You do see the eyes alight, but then
He
after
got
a
mad.
moment they dissipate.
Go that
it.
way
Maybe
then.
we should try the other one.
All right, Sol, if you push the door open,
I don't think it will let me actually open it.
it should.
It's open now.
Inside, you see a 20-foot high room. It looks like it's covered with paperwork all over the floor and on the ground, and some of it actually posted to the walls. And the entirety of the space appears to be dominated by what appears to be a very strange-looking orrery. For those who aren't familiar with what an orrery is, it's basically a device that tracks the motions of celestial bodies. And this one appears to be tracking something that the Arcanists can't really seem to decipher. It has a very similar structural system to the very large device upstairs. And this seems to be moving and oscillating in a very similar fashion, however sideways instead of up and down. There's a small bench in the left corner. It has a single ripped piece of paper on it, and it looks like it has been written in a very strange language. However, there is one word, and only one word, that appears to be written in the common tongue on that piece of paper. And that word is Rumai, which I have typed into the Discord chat. The paper.
Do I even have
Go
a
ahead.
vague impression of what the other language is?
Unfortunately, no. If you'd like to cast spells to try and comprehend it, you can, but I don't know if those are in your ability or not.
By the way, my if this matters, it may not matter. My imp does understand and read Infernal.
Does not help.
I might cast comprehend languages. Let me see here. I have it. I do have it. So I would like to cast as a ritual.
Okay. So what you'll notice about the entirety of this space is that this language, upon being able to understand it, seems to be mostly numbers and code. But looking at it, it looks like this is very high-level arcane material that has been inscribed onto these pages to kind of denote some very fine, meticulous, and precise motions. And those appear to be in response to, based on the torn piece of paper with the word Rumai at the bottom, to hold a very powerful creature called a Whist.
Okay. That's normal.
And Whist being spelled W-Y-S-T-E in the common tongue, but the pronunciation being Whist. You may not have ever heard of a Whist. If you would like to make an Arcana roll, you can attempt to determine what a Whist is. Being the rarity of these creatures, it would be a DC 25.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Perfection.
6.
8. I rolled low. Stoll, have you ever heard of a whist?
Gonna use my second.
Sure
have it.
have it. You would know based on the name and everything that's been described to you by Arya, the creature with the tentacle and the eyeball is probably the Whist. And what your presumption with a 16 is that the creature's nature is aberrant, which means it's not from this plane, it's most likely from the far plane.
Yeah, I probably could have guessed that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Ronnie
there.
opens the door.
Oh.
Inside,
Fucking
you will
nerd.
see that there are two about waist-high platforms that appear to be made out of perfect white marble that are covered in what appear to be blood splatter. The floor
She
is
just looks back
also
and is like,
covered in blood
Ugh.
splatter, but as you focus in on it more, you realize it's not blood. It is far too vibrant to be blood. It appears to be vitae that's been splashed all over the ground.
I don't
And-
know if that's any better.
It's like someone ran in here with a vat full of SpaghettiOs and just kept eating just the SpaghettiOs and splashing the sauce everywhere.
It's like a, what is that group? Tim and Eric?
Yeah,
It's like one of their fucking skits.
sounds like
Uh.
someone's making you watch a lot of videos.
No, I've seen those before.
Fair, they're
I
great.
hated them.
They're the best. Tim and Eric.
Not for me.
In this space, there is a door to the north. As you approach it, it does sound like there is kind of a more mechanical sound north of you. Almost like a drumming or a droning.
Here, I'm thinking, like, why trap the whist? Maybe it's just innocent.
I don't know. I've never met one.
I mean, it didn't look like it was gonna be very kindly.
So you check those pieces of paper.
Yeah, it's trapped.
And you would see basically what looks like a very hodgepodge kind of design note of a squisher. So it's like a drawing of those things that have come out and met with you. But you can see that it looks like they put something in there that looks like they drew a blob.
Ew.
And from what you can tell from that note, it seems that whatever the blob was came from the Whist. You open the door, Ronnie, and inside you see a 10-foot high metal vat. And then you come in further and you see that there are a total of 4 of them, and they all appear to be connected to the northern wall
Mm-hmm.
by large green, like hoses. There are a bunch of papers and books off to the left side. And there's a door to your right, as well as a door to your left and a small hallway to the south there. But these vats, as you walk past them, you get a very sickening feeling. And it feels
Yeah.
like these are filled with
Orvo.
Orvo.
Ugh.
Is there a mechanism to cut off that pipe, or that there's a pipe, right? These pipes.
Yeah, there are 4 hoses, yeah, but what you're actually seeing here, and if you kind of take a metric, it seems that there's some machine inside of the wall, and it seems to be causing the vats to slowly deplete in some cases, and that'd be the 2 to the right, and on the 2 to the left, to slowly fill. It is very, very, very minuscule, but you're noticing that there are level changes happening between the 2 on the right and the 2 on the left, up and down, and occasionally shifting back and forth. Like levels are being balanced here.
What are these books?
Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of papers and books that seem to kind of describe this mechanism in a strange language. Upon access to that, it explains that the device upstairs causes a lot of magical runoff. That magical runoff is displaced from this location to another through portal magic.
Imagine it's got something to do with the conveyor belt upstairs.
Oh, I thought the runoff was from the big thing with the.
The runoff is from the
Wisp.
big thing, yeah, but they're
Right.
they're getting rid of it.
The spray, right?
Yeah, they're getting rid of it through portal magic. You wouldn't be able to send Orvo through a portal because it would cause the portal to shut off. It literally breaks magic it passes through. So somewhere they're moving it through portal magic according to these notes. And as you think about it more and more, you realize that that seems impossible.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
If you look at the door to the south, Arya, you would see that it does appear to be locked, but it looks like it has a small piece of sort of like a door handle. It has like a small little like tray, and the tray looks like it would perfectly fit a shape identical to the 5-slotted key that you originally found on the floor at the very, very top.
Hey, Saul, do you have a 5-slotted key on you?
As part of other keys, yes.
Massive key.
You only have one supermassive key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the keys.
Do you want to try to see if it'll open this door?
One size fits all, right?
It's currently 3 keys, right? So it's the key you came in with, it's the 5-slotted key, and then it's the 3-slotted key.
Assuming just putting it near the door does absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Doesn't do a damn thing.
I need to go back upstairs.
Or you can check out here first.
There might be another one of those. So let's check out this one over here. Is this locked?
It's
This
not.
door over here?
Inside, you find
Oh,
exactly what you're
in
looking
here.
for.
There's a thingy here.
You also see a very ornate-looking treasure chest with books set out on top of it. The books in question on top of it are as such. It is, bear with me here, a book entitled The Curse of Tovesh Nernon, and a book entitled The Bynod, which is a holy book for the Atavian Church.
Okay.
They appear to be written in the common
Gross.
tongue, and they've just been kind of left on this.
The Bynod and what else?
The Curse of Tovesh Nernon.
Tavesh Nernon?
Yeah, I'll post it in the chat.
Old school.
Uh-huh. It was written by Delarian Atele in the Third Age.
I was close with Tovesh.
This appears to be a... make a history check, Termaine.
Yeah. 17?
Yeah, so this appears to be a first draft of the Curse of Tevesh Neranon. It does not have the Hoppler addendums, which means it does not have the breaking of the curse by the heroes of Stormloft.
The best part. Blood right.
Blood right? Do you wish to try and open the chest?
I'm scared to.
It is locked.
Then no.
Okay. So when you touch this platform, it glows blue, and that seems to have skipped a couple of steps. I heard curse. Break it up. Brent, sorry, join the chat. The key is able to be split. Do you wish to split it into 3 or 2?
At this point, I would like to just pull the 5 slot.
5 slot out, and then the 3 in the original will kind of fuse into 1. Okay, you have the 5 slotted key. You walk over to the door.
Before that, does it look like a standard key slot on this chest?
Yep.
You know, we do have those that one key that works on anything once.
Silver key.
I will put the 5 slot key in this door.
It unlocks. Inside, you see chains from the corners of a 20-foot room that seem to be shackled around a purple and black glowing cube floating in the air. As you enter into the room, it seems to move away from you. But doesn't move much farther away from you than it seems to be able to, as it is shackled in space in the center of the room. Brent, I wish I was there.
Guy.
That looks cursed as fuck. That looks I just want to touch it. Just let me touch it. Just for a couple seconds, you guys, chill.
I'll give it back, I swear.
Chained and purple behind a mega locked room. I need it.
If I hold up the forge keys, does it seem like it's afraid of those? Or
You
me?
can't really get an insight of what it is afraid of, other than it seems to be afraid of your positioning. You specifically.
Hey, Arya, take this one.
It does not appear to be afraid of Arya at all.
I was going to hand Arya the 5 slot key while I hold the other 2 to see if it changes.
It's
Okay.
still just afraid of Soul.
It doesn't like you.
Oh no.
I'll
Oh no.
take that key back. See if
Well,
can
let me
get
take
close-
all. Let me take all the keys.
Okay. If
I
hand
take all the
of
keys.
Arya.
Yeah, it's still just afraid of Soul.
Oh.
I will try to get closer to it.
Oh my god, you're scaring it.
Ronnie, when you come to the door here, you would see that it has the same symbol that the other doors have had, the strange symbol, over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you touch the handle, you hear kind of a chime. It's not like the Archivist's sound, but it sounds like it's probably made from the same instrument as the Archivist's sound.
Mm.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it chimes. Do you do anything immediately after it chimes?
No.
About
Okay,
30 seconds
no.
later, it unchimes. Like it does the bong to the bing.
Okay.
It seems like there's a window that there's something that's supposed to happen, like an expectation.
Mhm. Can I take my hand off it and then touch it again?
Yeah, it'll chime again.
Can I open it?
No, it doesn't open. It just there's a chime.
Oh.
It's expecting something, like something's supposed to happen right now.
Oh.
And 30.
Open sesame.
It seems like after you say that, it kind of it immediately goes to the bong instead of waiting for the bong. When you say
Try
open sesame.
Rumai.
I don't know the password.
Try Rumai.
Everybody saw the paper that the word was written on.
Yeah, she'll try Rumai then.
Okay, so you speak the command word for the door. It seems that the symbol glows when you say it, and the door unlocks. Upon opening the door, oh my God, good. we both went for it at the same time. You see what appears to be a very massive portal that seems to be kind of facing you, omni-facing you, and in it there appears to be nothing but blackness. And stars kind of glittering off in a bit of space. On the floor is a symbol very similar to the symbols you saw on the temple bastion.
Yeah.
There appear to be notes and drafts and all sorts of crazy work that's been done here, and there's chalk all over the walls that's following the same pattern in the symbol. It seems that this portal glows green at its edges, and there's just like the best way I can describe it, and I don't want this to sound, well, obviously Gito's going to take it a certain way, because obviously they said this is Freudian, but there's a wetness to the portal's edges. I don't know how to describe it other than thus. There's like a glisteningness to the edges of the portal.
A dampness?
It just appears slick.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't look like it doesn't look physical. It looks like it's magic, but if
So
magic
the way to
could be
the way
wet,
to like win the level is you've got to shove the phallic whist through the portal.
Okay,
The
yeah.
hole.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's the way we go. But do you?
Great, and then to top it all off, Brent is saying to punch it.
You gotta punch it. You just punch it.
God damn it!
When it's wet, you just gotta punch it. I'm so sorry.
Dance.
I'm so sorry.
You know what? Thank God Johnny isn't here.
Do you approach it?
The
portal.
The portal?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check my intelligence. It's average.
Sure.
She's gonna ask Soul first. Soul
Okay.
and Arya.
So
She'll
Termaine,
close the door.
you see what she saw. Do you wish to follow her into that room, or do you wish to stay outside?
I'd follow her.
Okay. Do you want to approach the portal at all? Get closer to it, or no?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Do you want to investigate anything in that room that Ronnie wasn't investigating?
Nope.
Okay, we'll leave it there then. You pop out when she pops out. Soul, it's scared of you, the cube, but it can't get away from you. Do you want to touch it?
I'm gonna take the keys back from Arya if they will give me the keys back.
Sure.
And then yes, I will touch it.
Nothing happens.
I will knock on it.
Okay.
I will say Rumai.
Nothing is happening on these.
Oh, that works on the door.
This is a real shitty cursed cube.
She
Does it look
She
like
pops
there-
in and she says, "Oh, that works on the door while you're doing that. You do not know about the door."
Are there any kind of like mechanisms or markings in this room, as far as I can tell?
There do not appear to be.
What if I touch it with one of the keys?
Nothing happens.
Cube sucks. I'm sorry, Brent. I tried.
There appears to be something more that is required of you for this to work.
What's this about a portal? A very wet portal?
Over yonder.
In the other room.
Why is it wet?
It's moist. It's moist.
Okay.
Oh God!
You see the moist portal, And like I said, from this distance across the room, it looks like the portal leads to nothing but like black space with like starlight far off in the distance.
And
I'm not going in unless we all jump
Oh,
in.
and the other thing too is it's omni facing you. It's always facing you, so you see the full ring of it. No matter how you look at it, it will always be that way.
So either we all hold hands and jump in, or none of us does.
Yeah,
Ronnie, did you put the chest inside? Never mind.
that's
Again,
the spirit,
another war
by
cry.
the way. Great,
No,
I
I
love
didn't
that.
touch anything. I just came in here asked to remain.
Soul will start picking through the papers and books again.
Yeah, so again, it's in the weird language, and it definitely has a lot of like graphs and drawings. Comprehend language is still active. You would note that this appears to be star charts and denotations of the far plane, and it seems to be drawing from specific locations in the far plane, as if this is like a route access to that location. Like this is a specifically direct connect to a place that has been drawn out in the heavens. That portal, I mean. Based on the ground markings and everything, this looks like it's been worked perfectly to make this.
Do we get, well, let's say between me and Soul, do you think we get the idea that this is where the Orvo is flowing out?
You're not sure.
Hmm.
Because you're not seeing anything going into it.
There's no Orvo nutting into it.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you look at any other part of the room or anything in specific?
Have these already been looked at?
They are more of the star charts. Yeah, they look like they're the final draft of the markings that have been put on the ground.
Nothing buried
like I
away
said-
in these papers.
Again, it's mostly just, like I said, star charts and kind of like markings.
Calculations.
Calculations and the like. And like I was saying too, the markings on the ground also go up alongside the walls.
Assuming in the continuous pattern like we've seen in other places.
Yeah,
and
just like in the Temple Bastion.
This is math nerd stuff.
And, this is how you get wisps. Maybe.
As you
Remember it
approach Soul, the passage still facing you, and again, it's facing everybody else, so you don't see what Soul sees. But once you get close to it, you would actually see the passageway change. And I need to go to a totally different map structure to tell you what you see.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you see on the other side of that 3 braziers high up on about a 10-foot high platform. Beyond that, you see 3 staircases, massive, very ornate. It looks like to the left of that is, or to the right of that is a statue of a serpent coiled up like a pillar with a massive draconic-like head and feathers extending out of the back of it. This looks like ancient Vazriel artifice. Up the center steps is a doorway set inside of a massive structure, and this is all set inside what appears to be a stone facade. As you kind of move around the circle, it seems that you can see from different kind of vectors or positions in this point, and I'm going to draw you onto a map real quick to show you what I mean.
You moved all of us.
I did it on purpose. You should be able to see, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is what you're looking at first when you approach. And then as you kind of maneuver around it, you can see from the circle point that you're on, out from it, as if this circle you're standing on is basically the gateway.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yes.
It looks like there's a cavern to the east, that leads into some cavernous structure, and the entirety of the space appears to be inside of a subterranean space. Your presumption is that this is somewhere inside of the Helmo, but where you can't say for certain. I'm going to move you back to the other map, since just brief looking is what we're getting here. But it does look like that for you. That was seamless.
So we'll probably like stop and just stare for a minute, trying to comprehend exactly what's going on before continuing to circle
what do your
around.
sorcerer eyes see?
This,
You'd also notice that the portal, as you're looking at it in this close space, is no longer wet.
Oh.
It is a dry portal looking into this space like you are.
Does the door over here open from this side?
It's the Rumai door, so you'll have to say Rumai.
Alright, I will say Rumai.
And it will open to the front hall.
Oh. So that's how we open those doors.
Seems almost strange that there's not a key here, unless it's in that chest. There's
Do
been a
you-
key on
Maybe-
every other floor.
You move
Maybe
over
they
to the
Open
portal.
the-
Arya, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Maybe the key opened this portal? Already?
Maybe, or it could be in that cube.
Could be. Brent. Really wants us to open that chest.
Well, we've got that cube. We've got the chest. We've got another floor. I look over at Tormain, waiting for him to like say, "Let's go down another floor. Let's go down another floor."
Nods, nods.
Okay.
I guess that's what we're doing.
I mean, yeah, just to keep kind of gathering information.
Arya, when you get close to the portal, you see the same thing that Soul saw.
Did Soul go, "Hey, I saw this thing," or no?
No, you started
He
looking
just
at it.
stared at the portal for a minute and then
Oh,
continued on.
so Arya's like, "Ah, oh shit."
Tremaine,
Oh,
same for
okay.
you. Ronnie, same for you.
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Arya would react and explain as they were walking towards it.
Ronnie, you're the last one out. Do you close the door behind you?
Yes.
Before you do, the portal at this distance, door distance, is no longer showing you the weird temple. When it changes back to starlight, you hear a very massive metal sound from the ceiling, which no one looked at. You then watch a bunch of pieces of metal and wood drop into the portal and disappear.
That's how.
Oh, you hear?
She's like getting ready to close it. Oh,
Oh,
and it's a solid like minute and a half of just these boards of dark wood with metal pieces on them falling
Yeah.
through the portal.
Yeah. Oh, she watches it. The stuff comes out. The stuff that we saw upstairs comes out here into the portal.
It's more like pooping.
Then the ceiling shuts back up.
So we'll reopen the door if Ronnie closed it.
Oh, she had it like
Oh,
open,
she held it open.
and she was like
I want
like just
to-
like stunned in place, like oh, everything.
They just
makes
like me,
sense
for real,
now.
for real. I want to look back into the portal to see if
When you get close to it, like you did, stepping into the room, it changes from the star facade to the temple again.
and
It seems the threshold's about 10 feet away from it.
and no aisles of boxes and dark wood
Not
sprayed
there.
everywhere.
Do you step up to the north and kind of move back into the room to get a further distance at it and look into it?
Sure.
Okay. When you do that and it switches back to the space, you would see that it's space, but you can see small flecks of wood and metal kind of floating off and around. And it seems they're all kind of just dejectedly kind of going in directions.
Well, I don't think the far plane's gonna appreciate being a dumping ground. But...
So when you stepped away, though, the ceiling will drop out, and a couple more boards will fall in, but only just a couple. It seems that the activation for the ceiling is the portal being shifted.
I want to try to time it so that when the portal shifts, or when the ceiling opens, I shift the portal back to the temple space to see what happens.
Yes, it seems like when you do that, you'll note that the portal remains the same, like it remains dark, completely dark, as long as the ceiling is open. And the ceiling, when it shuts and you're still within proximity, will shift to the temple. But having the doors open is the only way you can get close to the portal while it's still in dark space. If you approach this portal while it's not in dark, or basically if you approach the portal, it becomes not dark space, goes to whatever that random temple is. Yeah.
Well, that's weird. How about downstairs?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Closes door.
Yep. Yeah, it did look like the red lights on the Guardian statue were active because the door kept on being left open. But they shut off after a moment, and it leaves you to that. Okay. Last floor.
Yeah. Boiler.
I mean, yeah, but
Okay.
when you get down to the bottom of this, you will see two things. Of course, normal Guardians to the side, but then you see another one of those weird activators that when you passed by it, it did a thing. Yep, that thing. And there's a buzz to it. I would say, Ronnie, what card did you get again for elemental type?
Green,
That's right. Yeah, no, not here.
I think.
Yeah, I remember. I just checked my notes.
Green. Forest.
Mm-hmm.
City.
If I get closer to it, does it keep doing
No,
stuff?
it just kind of like oscillating, doing its thing. It's not changing. Yeah.
I got black for some reason.
Yeah.
So weird.
Randomly drawn, by the way. Everybody was randomly drawn from spot. From
Interesting.
I don't know.
from six.
It feels very targeted for both Shisho and I.
It's fate.
Yeah, there
I
was.
know.
I just chose one of each of the lands, and I have it. There, obviously, there's a gimmick. Okay, so there's a double door set here, and it looks normal, no Rumai or anything crazy. You'll see that there's another double door set to the north, and on the right side there is a door with the symbol. However, set in the center of the symbol here, there is a piece of the door that appears to be missing. It doesn't go all the way through, but it looks like there is a shape that would require something to kind of fill it.
Is it a weird geometric shape?
It is
like
a
pile
weird
of
geometric shape. As you kind of look at all the keys that you have, none of the keys that you have seem to fit that specific shape. It looks like it's a 7 pattern key.
Okay.
And those
Wait.
are the double doors up front.
I thought you had a 3, a 4, and a 5.
3, 5, and the original Arcane Forge key, which is not a numbered set.
Numbered.
It's just a bunch of pieces.
Mm.
It's the most pieces. You can count them. The original picture will have that one specific. But yeah, so if you move to the next door and pop it open, it leads to another just kind of simple room. There are boxes that are present here on the right side that seem to have stampings on it that indicate that this is very old maybe a decade or so old, these boxes, but the stamp marks appear to have the conglomerate logo upon them. When you kind of move to the box and kind of pop them open, or if you check them, inside you'll realize that they are filled with what is known as journey bread. There are a total of 50 days worth of rations here, and these rations will never go bad. It looks like some people have already partook of some of these boxes, but there's still quite a bit left.
Start stuffing it into my pack.
If you want to take 50 days worth of rations, it's only 100 pounds.
That is a lot of bread.
Yes. It is a shit fuck ton of bread.
So much bread.
That is an official unit of bread measurement.
Put some eggs or meat on your cursed item. That'll be super good, trust.
So we'll go through each of the boxes just to make sure there's not anything else hidden
Bread,
in
bread,
them.
bread.
Another hallway.
Yep. Oh, and something about that hallway, Soul, when you pop open and check, there's a change in ambiance where it almost feels like it's external. Like it's a hallway leading out. Does that make sense? In this
It doesn't
room,
have the weird dimension lock kind of feeling on it.
this room looks like a very simple kind of restroom, and there's a note on the wall that looks like it's been there for decades that says, 2 beds inside and a couch. Take a load off. And then the name that it has written on the bottom is Redgar.
Mm. Wait. Do I know that name?
No.
Are these also boxes full
Yeah.
of
Why
a shit
does it
ton
sound
fuck of bread?
familiar?
They sure are. And then there's a box here that looks like it's a lot smaller. And popping it open, it is filled to the brim, damn near the brim. It looks like quite a bit's used, but it looks like it's filled with some sort of like weed or leaf that's just kind of filling it out. Ronnie and Termaine would recognize it as like a pipe weed. Some sort of like simple, easy to smoke kind of delectable. But there's no pipes here.
Yeah, it's just if you have one.
Yeah.
Trying to get communistic up in here.
It's okay.
Well,
we can
there are beds.
Yep,
we
there
can make
are
a
2
hookah out
beds.
of bread.
Jump on one.
Is
And
this
then
our new
there's the
base?
couch. This looks like it's a rest stop of some sort.
This is a good.
This isn't bad.
Guess we live here now.
I would.
We could
Give me
live
some
here
of
if
that
we
bread.
wanted.
That's all it takes to keep Tormaine happy.
Yeah, 100%.
Wait a minute. There's only 2 beds in there.
2 beds and a
I don't
couch.
need a bed.
The couch is fine.
Oh. Okay,
I
that's
don't
fine.
really sleep.
And the beds are decently
Oh.
sized. I think you could probably fit 2 people on.
Hold on, I need to pause here because I need to get down to the bottom of this fucking lore. Do you ever at least lay down in a bed to trance or no?
Yes,
You don't have to.
but I like to.
Tormaine
But I like to.
said, fuck yes.
It's pleasant.
Okay.
It's
Sometimes I'll
interesting.
nibble
It's like-
some bread.
I know you can't see my arms.
You'll
but it's like-
nibble some bread
It's like one
in
of those-
Judge.
bed?
In bed.
You're gonna
Judge,
get-
don't judge.
That's
This is how you get ants.
Oh,
I think,
Accurate, though.
I think we need to open that chest upstairs.
Well, you had a little hallway, right?
That seems like
Well,
it
let's check the
leads.
hallway. Oh, it leaves?
It feels that way. You know how it felt when we stepped in?
Oh, is that how it feels over there?
It feels like it's the bong to the bing.
If you go through, Ronnie, to the end of that hallway and open that door, the change in pitch is immediate.
Mm.
It goes from like the drone of being inside some place that's kind of like well kept and like seems to have manufacture going on in it,
Mhm.
to the complete still of the Underdark. Like it is the Foul
Oh.
Deep. It is completely a cavernous structure. And if you look outside and kind of peek around, the door's not going to shut or anything crazy. You kind of see that to the left there is a passageway that seems to fork, one to the left and one to the right. and it looks like very massive tunnels. And then to the right, there looks like there's a passageway that just continues on for some distance. The passageway to the right, it looks like there's like slickness to the stone, like there's some sort of water source that way. And then the passageway to the left, the two passages, they look completely dry and completely dark with no stalactites or anything on the ceilings. Whereas the passageway to the right, the one that's going kind of southeasterly, that one looks like it's got some stalactites hanging from it. By the way, I'm really excited. This is great. This is really fun. There is a door across the way, but it looks like...
Yeah. I accidentally clicked it, sorry.
No worries. It looks like the passageway on the other side has that same kind of weird structure in the center of it. And it too has like a 7 key slot.
Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, that goes to a tunnel.
A secret tunnel.
A secret tunnel.
So I think you're spot on your intuition here. So should we head back up to the chest?
And
Jermaine,
to use our.
you're done
What?
napping in the.
Okay.
Jermaine, you're done resting in there.
Yes.
The
Here,
couches
have
in
some
here
more
have
bread.
been stellar, by the way. Very comfortable. Like I think of like the most comfortable leather couch you've ever been on in real
And
life.
it just looks like it.
Yeah.
So
Super
I
I could
didn't.
do without the green, but it's okay.
Well,
I didn't want to do this without consent, but can my raven just like sit on Tormain
if Termaine allows it.
on Tormain's
Sure.
shoulder?
Sure.
Okay.
So, the green, I want to kind of point to that. It doesn't look like it's dyed green. It looks like the leather is green. I
Okay.
want to make sure that is very clearly...
Orvo. It's made of Orvo.
if you'd like, you could make a nature roll.
I would love to. It's kind of my thing. 14.
The green is a bit more of kind of like an aquamarine. Not so much like a full-on like green, like true green, or like, vibrant green, viridian or whatever.
Mhm.
And as you look at it, you realize that the leather is more of like a kind of like a manta ray kind of like leathering. It's like some
Oh.
sort of like sea creature hide.
Ooh.
But with a 14, you would know it's not any kind of creature that you're aware of. It must be some sort of aberrant thing or some sort of arcane monster, because there's
Right.
no way you could get this much leather so seamlessly off of most creatures that would have it, right?
When the others aren't looking, he's gonna lean down and sniff it.
It smells of it's definitely, it's been dried quite a long time, so it doesn't have much of a scent of anything in particular. But I'd say the best way to describe it is, those like eggs that have like the slime in it that kind of like, and you kind of put it in the little containers. I don't know what they're called. I'm not a child.
Silly putty?
Like a silly putty, but not silly putty. It's like more of like the
Oh.
goopy kind of stuff, like gack or like stuff
Okay,
like
no,
that.
I got you.
It's
I got
kind of got that kind of like weird, clean smell to it,
you. All right.
like a slimy,
Weird.
not gross mucus kind of smell.
Okay.
I've been sick for a week. Leave me alone. Although this was written a while ago, so it's obviously not the inspiration for that. But yeah, we're going upstairs.
Yeah.
We're going back to the 3rd floor where the chest was. And are you using a silver key to open the chest?
Feel like we have to.
Why
but that's up
not?
to everybody.
Okay. You open the chest, and I would like for who's opening the chest?
Since I seem to be the one touching everything dangerous in here, yeah, me.
Okay, and you chose what specific method for ability
yeah, that's
score?
great. I want to say it was the one with like the Guided Destiny one.
Oh, got it. So this one's specifically for your character. Got it. Stop letting Soul open shit.
Oh
Stop.
shit.
It's always going to be for Soul if Soul opens shit.
Oh.
Although this one's not bad. This one can be utilized by other folk. When you open up the chest, inside you find a a cloak. The symbol that seems to be kind of like the pinpoint for it is the conglomerate double serpent. And it seems to be a very fine, dark blue, navy kind of cloak. Picking it up and feeling it, it has a very sturdy feel to it.
Given my father's position and whatnot, is this something that
Cloak
I would
of
be familiar
protection.
with being a... Okay. Anything else in the chest?
That is it.
No key?
No.
Rude as fuck. Alright.
What a waste. I'm
Soul
kidding.
will explain about the cloak, which might set off some alarm bells for folks as to how they might know this conglomerate here on site. But this might be good for you, Jermaine.
Sorry, say again?
This cloak, it offers a little extra protection. It might be best for you to wear it.
I would love to.
It'll take you time to attune to it.
Sure.
If you want to spend an hour doing that now, you can, or you can just continue traveling and we'll get to it later. Is there anything else you wish to try and check out?
Can we look at the box again?
Yeah, it's still just Afraid of Soul. Everywhere
Oh.
else is no problems.
And I can like touch it.
Yeah,
Doesn't do anything.
nothing. It has a very strong hum to it.
Mm-hmm.
be-
Is there anything on the ceiling in this one?
No.
No.
But good question.
We've
There
learned
was
we have to look up.
Stuff in the
Yeah,
ceiling.
I will
in
never
the other
tell
one
you-
now.
I will never tell you what's on the ceiling unless I don't think it's important. If I'm specifically avoiding the ceiling, it's probably got something cool on it.
The one before didn't break open until we solved the puzzle.
And there wasn't a key in this pile. She'll dig through the pile.
Nope. Even a chest here, but the chest
Okay.
is just filled with more paperwork.
Oh, this one too.
That's not a chest. That's a little
Oh.
table or like
Oh,
bench.
okay.
Yeah, this whatever this is underneath. That's a chest.
Oh, okay.
The chests have kind of like the green kind of coloring and then like spiral symbol.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
John, from the picture, it looks like the cube is cracked. Is that accurate, or
Yeah.
is there?
The last one was too.
Maybe the key's in the the weird place in the.
Arya and Tremaine, since they're kind of just meandering, not to be mean, and before Elizabeth says, "Let's go through the portal," because that is a choice. That is a choice that we will have to all agree on.
I know.
Okay, I want to avoid that choice for right now. I want to move to Tremaine and Arya. Is there anywhere in this place, inside of the structure, that you want to check out specifically?
I mean, honestly, I think the device at the top.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and snap back to that. So looking at
Okay.
it, you have the device, 5 levers. 5th lever has the strange symbol, the Rumai symbol. The door also has the Rumai symbol. And that's it.
Oh yeah, we didn't go through that door.
No, we didn't.
I guess we should go do that.
Do you wish to try and go through that door?
Sure, why not?
Okay, you say
Yeah.
Rumai at the door opens. You can now open it. It's unlocked.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Inside, you see a very lavish-looking rug on the floor, bright red with gold trimming. There is a a desk rather, that looks like it's made out of a piece of driftwood that's been perfectly smoothed and polished. There's some paperwork. There's some books. Most of this has to do with the library that you've already seen and discovered. Nothing of interest or of note, but pause for a second. There is, in the chair, a corpse. Not unlike the one you found in the library. Completely devoid of any kind of semblance of it, and staining on the leather chair. However, this corpse is not a corpse of a man, like the one downstairs. This is the corpse of a tabaxi.
Uh-oh.
Does he look familiar?
It looks as though on his right hand, which is hanging on this piece of paper here, on the ring finger, is a sleeve ring. Very ornate, made out of polished gold and platinum. And it looks like the symbols and designs that are upon it are not unlike the symbols and designs of the Temple Bastion. The circle symbols you've seen throughout. There's a door on the northern side. There's a door on the southern side. The door on the southern side is slightly ajar.
Okay.
Test.
What'd you say?
This chest.
Oh, sure. You open that chest. What was your determination, metric? How did you assign your stats?
Oh god.
It's okay. I can find out if you don't know right off the top.
I can't remember. It was the one, it was the, like, basic one, I believe.
Uh-huh.
I think I wrote it down.
Bear with me here.
I did not.
I'm gonna make sure I write these down. I don't appear to have them. That's interesting. Give me a second.
Hold on,
here.
let me look at the thing and I can tell you.
No
it
worries.
was the...
I know, buddy. I know. You're a crybaby boy. Oh, crybaby boy.
Of course he is. He's just a baby.
He would tell you that, but it's not true.
I believe him.
Okay, so the foundations: decided, destined, dulcitory, focused, and wagered. You said the one that gave you standard array?
Yes, I believe so. I'm scrolling
Destined
to it.
would have been yours.
Yes. Yes,
And then
destined.
yours was, what was yours? Decided, soul? Or
Must be.
focused?
I will have to look again.
Okay, I'm writing them down now. Because apparently I didn't save it when I wrote them down last. In fact, I actually... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. It might come up.
Yes, destined.
Destined. Cool, cool, cool. And then, Andy, you were the random rolls
I did the risky one,
wagered.
yeah. Which I thought would give me a better bonus, but apparently it didn't really help with
Oh,
items.
it's a snowstorm.
Stats wise, it's great.
Well, only if you roll well.
Which you did. So
I did, yeah.
right there you go. And then Tom, you had.
I guess it was decided probably because I think I did points.
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Which means that they're predetermined. That's what it was. Destined means it's for the path that you were walking on, which means it's slightly different. And then Arya had focused. Cool, cool.
Yeah, because we all picked something
Control
different.
S.
Yeah, I just found the thread.
All right. Baby Cat Chin. So for Destined, based on the path that you are on, you find 2 silver keys
Hey.
and okay. A wand.
Okay.
The wand in question looks like come on now. No, don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I have baby cats rolling over onto my. So the wand appears to be a piece of iron, very slender, and it looks like it has been twisted so that it has an almost like pineapple-like shape to it, like kind of ribbing to it. It appears to have magical runes kind of carved inside of each of like the little scales of the wand. Okay. Oh, I forgot to turn on the other music.
Weird. Well, these are cool.
Sorry, what kind of wand was it?
It's an iron wand with like weird. Oh, that's not what I want at all.
Oh, it needs to be identified.
It does
Yeah.
need to be identified.
Okay. If we don't mind, if we can take 10 minutes, I can identify it.
Or if you want to do it instantaneously, you can use a scroll.
I don't want to do that.
All right. Well, I'm just giving you options. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You spend some time in this room while Arya is casting Identify on the wand. Is anyone else doing anything?
Did the music just change?
Yeah, I was supposed to change it a while ago when you first saw the tabaxi.
Can I look at that ring? Does it?
I will open the southern door.
Okay. Which ring? Oh, the ring on the tabaxi?
Yeah.
Do you wish to tamper with it?
Can I touch it?
Yeah. The second you do, you hear a voice say, "That is mine, child."
Yeah. I just wanted to see if it did anything. I'm not taking it.
Back away. Leave
She'll
me
take her hand off.
at peace. Although, you bear the scent of my kind.
Oh, you mean the other tabaxi? He was really nice.
Remember, you left him at the keep, just to be 100% square.
Yeah.
It's where you drop off your cat ghosts.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't think I asked. Hold on.
Then do not touch my ring or my corpse. Leave it as is, child.
Okay, sorry.
So
Grandpa Lycoy?
you see two more of the weird platforms that are kind of like almost like medical beds, or like morgue tables. And it looks like this room is like some sort of private stash. There are 4 treasure chests that are present here. These ones are not random. They have pre-allocated items in them. And if you'd like to go ahead and splurge through them, they're not locked, these ones. But the items you will acquire from this traipse, if you go through the process, are a total of 50 arrows with white feather fletching and silver arrowheads. These are silvered arrows. You would find 3 silvered daggers, a silvered longsword, and 3 cloaks.
Are they silver?
The cloaks do have a silver sheen to them. They look like it almost looks like they were threaded together by spider web.
Oh, fancy. And I did only just write cat ghost.
Sure. And as an elf, if you'd be so kind to remain, go ahead and just make a history roll.
Okay. Uh-oh, 6.
Yeah, it's not very good. Okay. They definitely look like they are of elvish make, these cloaks, but they are definitely outside of your kind. Like, you don't think that they're, like, wood elven. You don't think they're high elvish. And based on where you're at, you're pretty sure they are probably more than likely drow.
Got it.
Ooh. Can I I have history trained. Could I give him the help action to get another roll?
Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
direct from him. He's trying
Okay.
to remember it from elvish memory.
Wow, Jermaine, your elvish memory sucks.
I know.
Because he lays in bed while trancing.
And eating bread.
Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
Now that I'm done talking to the cat corpse. Even worse.
You don't even recognize them as being drow. But if you take the time,
Yeah.
all of the items there, so that'd be 50 arrows, 3
Silvered
daggers,
arrows. Yeah.
a longsword. Those are all +1 weapons.
Oh.
On top of being silvered?
Correct. The 3 cloaks, if you take the time to identify, you'll note are Hawafwe, which is a drow word which basically means cloak of elvish kind. Cloak of elven kind, if you're familiar with, are very cool magic items. They do require, I believe they require attunement. Yep. But while you wear it, wisdom checks made to perceive you are at disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks.
Nice.
And the notes on the table would seem that these have been confiscated from a settlement near here, where whoever this person is who's writing this says that he and the other researchers defeated elves with darkened skin to the east of here and took their treasures and brought them here.
Well, that's
British
rude.
Museum.
Yeah, 100%.
Seriously, though.
So you would know that drow elves, as we've discussed a couple of times, I'm just going to make sure I reiterate, they're not like sociopathic, kind of psychotic, murder creeps that, kill everybody and are like, they are matron-centric. They do focus on the ladies, but they're not like, ooh, they're more,
As they should.
they're more dream-focused, and they typically keep to themselves and protect their dream enclaves.
And they don't like when you descend 500 feet down a hole into
no.
some biomechanical space where they're all living.
No, you entered into their space, correct? Which they
Yeah.
might take as a threat against their dream enclave.
I'm gonna look at the ring again to see if there's any like identifying stuff, like it's a Lycoi signet ring.
It does not look like a Lycoi signet ring. It looks like a signet ring of this place. Like it's got the weird arcane circles and glyphs.
Is this great grandfather Lycoi?
I don't know. I don't know the other guy's name. Just
Grandpa Lycoi.
don't touch the ring. He gets mad.
Oh, everybody heard him talk. He was yelling at you, yeah.
Yeah. She's just reiterating to make sure that they know not to touch it.
Hmm.
Gonna open this door.
Right.
Can I open this door?
Yeah. Inside there are boxes. These are all empty, but they appear to have been filled with the bread. There is a floating stone that glows up above you, but on the ground there is one that looks like it's been knocked out of the air near one of the key adjusters.
It's a 4 slot adjuster. I wonder.
Well, all the other ones were 4-slot adjusters.
Yeah.
They were the same.
Oh, they were.
They just were
okay.
kind of set against the wall so that the slots kind of looked like they were in the wall.
Yeah.
Anything useful in the books or the papers in here?
No, it looks like there's a journal in here of a guy who was traveling through here and said, "Man, this is a lot of bread. I don't think we can carry it all." And then the journal was left here. Like the last thing they wrote was this
Or
is a
for
lot
to
of
make
bread.
room for all the bread they were carrying.
Oh no, there's no bread here.
I know, but there was, and he got rid of his journal so
Yeah.
he could fit the last loaf of
You-
the bread.
100% are correct. It weighs a pound. The bread loaf weighed a pound. Swapsies. Just drop your fucking journal. You don't need it. We need more bread.
I will look at the stone that got knocked out of position.
It's on the ground. You pick it up. It looks like it's cracked. It seems to have a lightness to it. If you kind of toss it up in the air and catch it, you'll notice that it doesn't immediately fall back into your hand. It actually comes down with like a bit of a feather lightness to it. But it looks like whatever magic kept it aloft has basically been diminished.
Does it look to be an identical material to the floating cubes that we've run into twice now?
Wait, sorry. I was laughing at a thing in the comments. But go ahead.
Do these stones look to be the same kind of material as the cursed cube and the not so cursed cube upstairs?
Great question. Yes.
Can I see that there's anything inside of it, or is it just glowing?
Yeah, if you're inspecting the broken one, what you'll notice is there looks like there's cracks on it, and as you kind of look at it, it almost looks like there are cracks and like small little like beading points on it. Like it almost looks like someone splashed it with acid.
Aww.
And it did damage to it, huh?
It's kind of what it looks like. You don't know what the residue is, or whatever the liquid was that was thrown on it, whatever acidified it. But based on like the staining, it kind of looks like it's like a deep green.
Okay, I'm gonna. Wonder if it was Orvo.
Everything's green here.
Unless it's red.
Or blue.
How far did that mist reach, John, on that conveyor belt in the
Pretty much
left
right into the frame. Yeah.
If I don't want to roll it towards the conveyor belt, but not onto it to see if it does anything to it.
Could like hold it out and
I'm not putting my fucking hand in Orvo. You do it.
I'm not doing it.
I don't wanna.
I want to start pulling levers.
Okay. Damn, that would be a fun way to end the evening.
All right.
I'm ready. There are 5.
I feel like this was spoiled earlier today.
I
I mean, well, the rightmost lever released the Yawgmoth? No.
Weist.
Whist.
The Whist.
Whist.
Okay. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it a yeast. But it's a Whist. Okay.
That is really funny to me, but for reasons
Yeast!
you will
I thought
not
you said
know
weast.
until shenanigans happen. Okay.
Okay.
God.
But before
Don't
we
like that.
unleash an eldritch horror, I will go into the other room and kind of gently toss the stone nearish the Orvo to see if it looks like it.
Oh yeah, exactly identical. Yeah, it does the exact same thing. And you would, at this point, if it's that piece, it's no longer magical, no longer has a float to it, and it doesn't glow.
Were those vats downstairs open as they were?
They had access points, yeah. They were like little, I mean, you could step on the little platform and like kind of reach in to the top, yeah.
Tremaine could hold you up.
Yeah, you
Sit
get
on his
these.
shoulders.
I kind of want to go pour Orvo on the giant floating cube.
Okay, so you go back to the vats and grab
Oh
Orvo.
my god, what the fuck?
You enter into the room with the cube.
Remember, I'm the one that also threatened the Mephits.
He's finger painting.
And I'm going to need you to make an Arcana roll as you try to determine, based on what you've seen of the effect, how much Orvo you think you will need.
Use number 3.
Good way to round out the evening.
20.
I'm pretty sure you got it. So, with aching hands and kind of, using what's available to you to kind of get the fluid out, you get an amount, you walk over to the stone, and you cast it onto the structure. When it hits, you see it kind of pop and burst and then split the thing down the middle, and the stone drops to the side and melts into the ground, similar to the melting of the
That's
stone
why I was afraid of me. I get it.
up above. In the center of the space, laying on the ground, is a 7-sectioned Arcane Forge key.
Hey!
Boing.
I kind of feel bad for the cube, though.
With the key, you do what?
Do we want to go flip levers, or do we want to go use this key to open the door we couldn't get into before?
Ooh,
There's a door.
that's
Let's go in the door.
Door.
I
Okay.
don't like the levers.
When you arrive back at the door, I've snap pinged you to the correct floor. You walk up to it. You place the piece in. It settles in there neatly. It almost seems to kind of magnetize and split open just a little bit to settle inside of there, and fills out and completes the Rumai symbol. The door does not open.
Rumai.
The door opens. The key flows from it and stays in its space, but the door itself actually opens around it. And beyond, the door up ahead looks like it opens in response to the door you're entering into, and you enter into what appears to be some sort of treasure vault. A massive
What?
darkwood table is covered with platinum, mithril, gold, and another one whose name I can't remember right now, but a very expensive metal.
Or Calcum?
There is no orichalcum here.
Horseshit!
Not that cool. There are a shit ton of treasure chests. In fact,
Fucking Walmart
there are a
treasure.
total number of treasure chests equal to 2 per person. And you can quantify it that way, or you can say, I get more pulls than the other. But if you want to do it evenly, it would be 2 per person. So fight amongst
I
yourselves.
would like for us to do it evenly, if
Perfect.
it's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
Great.
or else I will strike you down.
So,
We can have
my
Andy
God.
open all of them
To
and
make
just
it
have it
none.
be random as fuck.
Baby Cat, you are being very poo-poo butt. You have 15 minutes and then it will be playtime, okay? No poo-poo butt for right now. Just sit, okay? For the acquisitions here, it will be of a rare variety, right? No, rare, uncommon. Cool. And then let's see, we'll walk down it. So Andy, I need you to roll 2 D100s.
Okay.
Trying if it makes you feel any better, my cat is also being a poopy butthole.
Yeah, he's just being a real poo-poo doo-poo.
It sounds standard for him.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you get, Andy? 11 on the
11 and 30.
first one and 30 on the second. Okay, so for the 11, you find a master-crafted, beautiful longsword. Very gorgeous
Beans.
looking weapon. It seems that you're getting kind of a spoil of really cool swords as we are going through it. And then the other item that you would get with a 30 is a shield. The shield has emblazoned on its front and on its face a brilliant eye, and it's kind of a sky blue color besides.
Okay. I don't know what a mastercrafted anything
It
is.
just looks like no. It just looks very elegant and ornate. is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
So we'd have to eventually identify what
For
it
sure.
does.
We'll get to that here in a second. Actually, we'll just go ahead and speed up the process since we're getting close to the evening. It is a sword of wounding.
Okay.
a long sword of wounding. Then Elizabeth has destined.
And then the shield.
Oh, the shield is a sentinel shield.
Ooh.
Let's see. So destined, and that would mean in the path that we're currently on, and that would mean that would be a rare armor. Ah, okay. So then this would be a suit of elven chain. And for the uncommon, destined, a ring of swimming.
Hey, to go with my bubble.
Yeah, you're basically merfolk now.
Sick.
Then, Soul decided, so it's already been chosen for you. I just need to find my notes. Oh my god, get off
Look
me.
at that beautiful fur.
So next on the docket for your uncommon is this is depressing, but it's on the list, a drift globe, which is the next uncommon magic item after globe. And then for your rare on destined path, oh, that's really fun. A ring of free action. Which, again, narratively, you'll understand why it's on your destined path. Or your decided path. Focused, all warlock shit. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. You find a robe that appears to be covered with it's kind of like a sky blue robe, Arya, but it seems to be covered with a similar patterning as Termaine's shield. A bunch of eyes are on it. It is a robe of eyes.
Mm.
And then your uncommon, I want to say... Oh, right. Yeah. It is... Would it be? Huh. I don't like that. I wrote it, but I don't like it. Gem of Brightness. Do you want to stick with that, or do you want me to choose something else?
If you don't like it, I don't like it.
Okay. Well, then let's move it on then. I think narratively this is more satisfying. A figurine of wondrous power, Silver Raven.
I like that.
That does seem more thematic. I understand why I chose the Gem of Brightness. But I think just... Yeah, we're moving a bit further away from that specific aspect of what we were doing. So I'm going to move away from it too. Okay, I think that's it for the treasures. The boxes are filled with bread, but this bread is not the same as the others, nor does it have a conglomerate stamping. And the bread in here is rotted long ago. It's basically just like, it's almost like stone-like hardness bread.
It was shitty basic potato bread. Got it.
Yep. As far as ingots, there are a total of 23 gold ingots. 43 cold iron ingots. 12 mithril. And it's 8 of metal you do not have the name of. This is a very heavy lot, and it would require immediate transportation of this material for you to leave with it. However, You do not have the ability to teleport out of this space with it.
You're muted, Liz.
So we would have to choose what we take with us.
Yeah. And I do want to say ingots are not exactly light.
Right.
How much does an ingot weigh?
Yeah.
An ingot weighs about...
Love the tail tap.
14 pounds. About 30 pounds a piece. Oh, and they're all cursed. Right. I forgot that part.
Sick.
Oh, they're cursed.
No, Brent said it in the chat, but I had to make it happen. So
They are now.
they're all cursed. But yeah, the kind of tinge of greenish metal, again, not orichalcum. But yeah, that's the one that's offset. The cold iron is kind of like the purplish in the middle, gold mithril.
Yeah.
So I'm carrying.
Oh, no,
What?
sorry, I won't put that. So I forgot platinum. There's also platinum. The greenish ones are just going to be the platinum. So
Okay.
it's 8
So
platinum.
the mystery metal.
Is 8 platinum. Just going to do that. That's easier. I put 5, but there's only 4 colors on the board, so
What's the most valuable one?
Platinum would be the.
it'd be mithril. It's the most expensive of those.
Oh,
that are
mithril
mentioned.
would be the most expensive, then platinum, then probably gold, and then cold iron.
Yeah.
So I'm currently carrying 126 pounds of stuff. Plus, am I really carrying 100 pounds of bread?
Did you pick up 100 pounds of bread?
I picked up all the bread.
Then you have 100 pounds of bread.
Fuck the bread. so, so we're putting. I'll take like
I have this
two-
journal.
I'll take like 4 loaves of the bread.
Okay.
Which
is
is
like
probably not much.
2 pounds.
Right. And then I can carry a total of 255 pounds. So that gives me 119 more pounds to carry. No. Yeah,
Drop
no.
one of the bread for a pound.
And how much did you say that the ingots weigh?
30
each.
pounds each.
Yeah, I'll drop one of those bread. I already ate one. So I can carry 4 ingots.
And you're going to carry 4 ingots of mithril.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on a second. Let's think about this though. Would that be easy to? Would I be able to get rid of that and like we'd be able to change it for?
So I would say that with the bread, there's probably sacks, like burlap sacks in there. That's fine. So you could put those in a burlap sack and have it kind of tied to your backpack. So you're kind of shouldering that weight, right? But in the midst of a fight or something, if you need to get rid of it, you can just untie and drop as an action.
That's fine. I guess what I was also thinking is, in terms of selling it.
You live next to a dwarvish mountain.
Okay. How much would 4 ingots of gold be worth in gold pieces?
Oh.
4 ingots of mithril be worth in gold pieces?
Hold on. Mithril. Mithril ingot 5e worth. So mithril actually weighs less. It's 20 pounds. I forgot.
Sick.
Mithril is lighter.
I could do 6 ingots.
A single ingot of mithril is worth about 1,200 gold pieces.
Okay. So 7,200 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's cool. That could buy how many Revivifies for its remain?
So many.
Or a bag of holding so that we can take more of these next time.
So
Oh, that's true.
We do need a bag of holding.
platinum would be worth about 1,100 gold pieces for an ingot. Gold would
Oh,
be about
shit.
1,000 gold pieces for an ingot. and then
But they're heavier.
the cold iron would be about 800 gold pieces for an ingot.
I'll
6.
take one of those. Mithril.
Okay.
You strong area. Pick up some of those ingots.
Capacity for
Excuse
one
me?
mithril ingot, if there are still some left.
Yeah.
We're the
Do I look
team.
like
There are
We're
12
the
total
team.
mithril, and Termaine has 6 of them.
do
So
I look
technically, if we each have 2,
do I look like a beast of burden to you?
I'm carrying a lot of them. Think how many.
Yeah,
apple
because you
fritters-
look like a beast of burden to us.
You look like a beast of burden, Termaine.
Wow.
I will
I
take
took
one
one.
ingot.
Three more. Be encumbered.
Alright.
Badge.
I will take 1 ingot
Of mithril.
of mithril.
Alright. It's weighting down your pack. So, I want to get this before we get out of here.
I want to cram all the keys together.
Oh, okay. So you'll go upstairs, do that. You have all the keys.
I'm sorry, what's the weight of one of these ingots?
And
20 pounds.
what I need you to do is, in the notes or in parentheses, put 3, 5, 7 arcane forge key. Okay? Cool. Now, my question. The door on the opposite side is locked. There is no key for it. The 7 marker slot that you kind of see, it's different than the 7 marker slot that you have. It appears to be a different key entirely that is not on the premises. So I'm just going to
Spooky.
let you know that there's a passageway that you haven't checked here that remains. But I want to cover what we do next, because there are some passageways out of here, one of which is not the way that you came in. You can... Go ahead, raising your hand. What are you saying?
Oh, can we lock the door behind us?
The door does close behind you, but it does not lock. No.
Even taking the...
Oh, the treasure
Key
chest?
out?
The treasure chest. Yeah, that one locks. That's fine. The vault.
This one.
Yeah, that's fine. That locks.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was asking. Sorry.
Go.
Okay, that's it.
And then, what we need to discuss before we get off of here, because I just want to know what to plan for, you have some options. Option 1, at the very top floor, you can try and move through the mechanism, okay, to see what's on the other side. Option 1. And that looks like it's going to be deadly, because the mechanism's moving quite fast, okay? Option 2, go through the portal way to the temple on the other side. Option 3, path to the north on the left. Option 4, path to the north on the right. Option 5, slightly damper path to the southeast. Those are, and presumably Drow Enclave somewhere there.
Because it goes to the east.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where they were killed. Yep, according to the note. Which of those 5 would you like to do? Vote now. And I know we're going a little over, but I need the information so I know what to do.
I mean, I feel like fucking with levers and the monster upstairs is...
Oh, option 6. Sorry. Stay here and fuck with levers and monsters. That's an option 2. So, option 6. Fuck
I mean,
with-
we're all level 5. I think we could take it.
Why not?
That's 2?
I'm alo-
Sure. Okay.
I was like, oh no, I'm alone.
That's what obviously what Tom wanted to do. So
is
Right,
that what we're
right.
doing? We're going for the Wist?
We're gonna
I-
fuck with the levers.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So, John, before next time, could you just look at my sheet because I think I have 23 AC, and I just want to make sure I'm calculating it
Yeah,
right.
I'll double check. I think it's 22.
It may not
yeah.
matter
I think
10
it's
minutes into
23.
the next session, by the way. John's face lit up.
I know, right?
Okay, we're going for the Wist?
But we have all the money though. now.
We're going for the
We
Wist.
could go to the north, on the
So
left.
just leave the West.
Hold on. Because we gotta move quick. Obviously, you can take it back, but I just wanna get it up before we're said it. Tom says Wist, but then says no Wist because me happy and he wants to ruin our friendship, I guess.
Yes.
Termaine Which of the
I,
five?
I was the last choice. So like the others said, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, and I said, okay, I'll do it.
No,
but I
I'm
mean-
asking you
No.
what would you want to do actually?
Yeah, you can change our minds.
Dude, I want to head back with the money.
There's no back. You can try and get somewhere where you can town portal.
I have a question.
Okay, which way would you like to go to do that?
What would Tormain do?
He would
Back
protect
with
his
money.
friends, dude.
You don't think
Yeah, like-
Tormain would be like, yeah, let's kill that monster?
Okay, we're sold on Whist. Okay.
I think that Termaine
I'm gonna call
would want to. So I think that at the beginning of the campaign, Termaine was like, "Let's kill that monster." And then Termaine got killed by a monster, and so like.
And so did your
he's more-
sister.
right, he's more like, "I just want to protect my friends."
Bravery doesn't mean stupidity. It does also mean that the creature is caged already by very powerful forces.
I
So-
forgot that Tormain's not stupid. Okay.
Right.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep. So the way to leave is that tunnel.
Yeah.
That
Well, there's
let's just go through the
That's
there's
tunnel.
the
one of
tunnel,
the ways.
and then there's the portal.
I'm not.
Ronnie-
Arya will not go through that portal.
Ronnie's eyes lit up when I said the temple. Which-
Oh wait, that temple.
yeah. That
With the
temple.
snakes.
And again, if you go there, wherever you go, you can try and town portal from there because you do have a scroll of town portal. It's just you
Mhm.
can't exit certain places in the Helmont, like the research lab, for example, and also the Temple Bastion, which we never learned about. But yeah, you can't teleport.
But
out
we
of that,
could also try to go through the Foul Deep area tunnel.
which might be better because you might get to a place that's less like arcane attuned and more natural, and give you an opportunity to port out.
Yeah.
If escape is the thing that you want to do,
North Tunnel.
north left or north right?
Left.
Left,
We both
Sure.
said left at the same time,
We
so I guess
did.
that's
left, left, left. Okay, so that passageway will split off into two more paths,
how dare you give us more choices.
left or right.
God.
The path on the right is more narrow. The path on the left is wider.
Does one
They sound different.
They sound identical. It's completely still as the grave in this space. You chose the only one that had an option to it, by the way. Thanks.
right?
Okay, perfect. I have you set up for next session then. We'll be dealing with the Soulstone. Thanks,
Oh, that sounds great.
folks. We will deal with that next week. And thanks for watching those that
No, we
did.
won't.
We'll see you next week.
Are we doing next week?
What,
Your wife's gonna be mad at you, John.
Day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we can't do next week. I
Okay.
forgot.
Your wife will kill you.
I would die. Okay, well, thanks for watching.
Love
I
day.
will not be dying next week, so we'll see you at 2.
Yay.
Good idea.
Bye.